Hello everyone, Yar Bruno here, and here we are. The month of July brings yet another vanilla-only build competition, and what an event we have for you guys today. So, for the month of July, our theme is FarmHouse. That was of course picked by WSR Gamer, who won the last event. Today's special guest judge is none other than Emma T. Potato. Please go and check out her YouTube page. She has a lot of really great Valheim content. So we hope that today's lineup will be sure to please. There's lots of great builders here, many from the Builder Syndicate, run by Mythic the Mastermind. And of course we have two other guests that are joining us today. B Vitamin from Kaizenheim, run by Kaizen, of course. And then we have Heimdall from Jirok's group. So one special guest judge today, two special special builders here from separate communities here to make today's event a truly special one. So let's go ahead and jump into the voice channel and see who all is here to participate today. And of course, I can't not mention the $100 prize going to the winner.
From a crafting station is allowed, but there's enough crafting stations you can get around the whole area. You don't have to build scaffolding.
Yeah, make sure the F1 and change the situation to the world to person.
Yeah.
That one messes with me as
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it alters the fly.
If you're not familiar with mods, you can press your F1 key to configure the different mods that are installed for hotkeys and stuff. The configuration settings are in there.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
So here we are, FarmHouse, our July theme. I hope everybody came with the farm on their mind. Hopefully no one builds a castle today.
Castle farm.
But we have a couple special people joining us today from a couple different groups. So just wanted to introduce them for the stream and for anyone who arrived after the fact. But today's special guest is Emma T. Potato.
Yay, Emma!
Hi everyone!
Welcome.
So Emma does Valheim content. If you go and check out her YouTube page, you'll find a lot of interesting things from like armor guides to how to build certain things to even the new content that Iron Gate continued to tease us with. And we also have we have two other guests joining us today. Heimdall from Jirok's group. So welcome Heimdall to PlainsWalkers build competition.
Hey, glad to be here.
And of course, we have with Heimdall and with Emma, we have a third guest joining us today. If I can actually read the page here.
B Vitamin.
B Vitamin, yes, joining us from Kaizenheim. Sorry. I was having a hard time saying it. I was like, wait a minute.
That's
Yes.
alright. Hello, everyone. Hi.
I wasn't
Hello.
sure how to pronounce it, if it was B Vitamin or B Vitamin or so.
B,
yes.
B vitamin is fine. Yeah, everyone's just calling me B anyway.
Welcome. So, of course, you're joining us from Kaizenheim, run by Kaizen.
That's right. Yep. And I'm super glad to be here, and I'm very excited as well.
So anyone have any questions regarding the rules before we get started? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call off each lot number, and if you're building in that lot number today, just tell me you're there.
I have a question.
Sure. What's up?
Are we using bananas for scale?
We should. Do we have actual banana in game?
I wish we did. No.
I can build one.
Oh my god.
What is this?
So I'm gonna go over real quick, just real quick for the stream, the
Spider.
rules. It's pretty straightforward. You get a 2-hour time limit to build. Of course, every person who's here to build today will pick a lot number here. You'll use the materials provided at the site. You won't dip into your neighbor's stock. You can't team up on builds, and of course, you can only use the mods that were permitted, which for this one was build camera. Of course, the theme being FarmHouse, there will be certain things you may require that aren't included in the materials, like maybe you want a boar or maybe you want a deer or something, we could spawn those in for you if you request them. We won't do anything ridiculous because it'll need to be approved before we spawn it in. But of course, those are options, so please don't forget that. Also, take into account that it takes a while for certain things to grow. So I believe the longest time something takes to grow is the acorns for the oak, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes. Everything else is below the 2-hour time limit, so if you want your farm to actually have plants on it that are grown, just take that into account.
Yeah, you might have to plant as soon as you scope out your foundational size, then plant and then build, something like that.
All right, so it looks like Asgard is not giving us good weather today. That's unfortunate. Hopefully it clears up, but I'm going to go ahead and call off the lot numbers so that we can go ahead and get started. All right, who's in lot number 1?
Yeah, Toth.
2,
Sorsha.
3. No one in 3?
3.
4,
I'm Dole.
5. No one in 5?
No 5.
6,
6, get WSR.
7. Nobody in 7?
7.
8.
I think it was on Goliath was in 7.
I'm 9.
You're 9.
I'm 9.
Nobody in 8?
Helga's an 8.
So Helga in 8 and Golian in 9. Anybody in 10?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just me, B Vitamin.
Anybody in 11?
I'll take 11.
That's
Awesome. And that's it? Nobody in 12? Is that?
it. There's 8.
8. Awesome. All right. So if everyone is currently at your lot and you guys are ready, which you guys have all sounded off, so anyone need anything before we get started? Anyone have any questions regarding build camera or how to use those mods? That mod specifically?
How do you activate it?
I believe the default key is B, and you have to be within its workbench range. So, yeah.
And with your
Hammer.
hammer equipped.
Hammer equipped, yeah.
So before we get started, I'm just going to go over real quick who our judges are going to be today. Mythic, the mastermind, will be one of our judges.
Mhm.
Mythic, you here?
Yep, I'm here.
Our second guest judge will, of course, be Emma T. Potato. And our third judge will be me. And for this event, we're doing something new. We're actually doing a community vote. So when we do the judging phase, I will go into the new Asgard Server 1 text channel, and I will put a poll up for everyone here who's not a judge. You guys can vote on your favorite build.
Including participants. Right? No.
Participants, yes, you can also vote, but you cannot vote for yourself.
And then I will be judging everybody.
Rogue security, so if
Even
you
the
have
judges?
to deal with him, there's an issue.
I ain't afraid of Rogue.
Why is the rest of my spider falling?
I ain't afraid of no rogue.
Here it is.
All right, if there is no further questions or any concerns of any kind, we're going to go ahead and begin the event then.
Should we go through the scoring system now or later?
No, we'll go over that when we begin the judging phase, just so it's recent in everyone's mind when we do
All
that.
right.
All right, so 5, 4.
I gotta go. All right. Sorry, I hit my mic by mistake.
Sorry. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, and the timer has begun. So at 1 hour, we'll take a break. Of course, if you need to take a break at any time during the event, we're not going to stop you. You're free to get up, use the bathroom, get a drink.
This ground mist, I can't even see what I'm placing. This is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Gotta love vanilla. So WSR, did you come in with a plan? Did you pre-build something?
Oh yeah, I pre-build something, and hopefully it works out, and I have enough time.
Do you know about how many instances it was?
Oh good gosh, no.
Was it?
I know how many gray hairs it caused.
A tip for the judges to turn off your pickup drops as you're walking around, so you don't run off with people's supplies.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did that. I dropped them back out and turned it on.
The hotkey for that is V, I believe, to turn off your auto pickup.
Yes, it is.
Judges should also, if they can, turn off their auto pickup.
Why is the rest of my spider not falling down? Oh, that is. It's taking a while.
So Helga, you've won one of these events before. Did you come in with a plan?
I am taking a plan out of my people's cultural enemy, the French.
Oh yeah?
And I'm going to try to do a French farmstead.
Can't wait to see
Interesting.
It's going to be horrible.
it.
My body is ready.
I
You're
recommend you
welcome.
put the door on the supply side of the build.
Ungolian, I think you were one of the few that actually completed their build at the last event.
No, I did not. I didn't complete it.
It was pretty close. It was the most complete from what I heard from the judges.
Maybe you're mistaking for someone who actually gets their stuff done on time.
I see.
But yeah, I can't
plant trees.
Can we plant plants?
Are you planting on cultivated soil? Because I believe you need to do that in vanilla.
Not for trees.
Is the sky still there? The sky way?
No. Should be gone.
There's nothing preventing tree growth. No professions mod or anything. So B Vitamin, this is your first time building an event like this, or have you done a build comp before?
I've done a few competitions over at Kaisenheim. I did actually manage to win a couple of those, so that was a huge thing, at least for me, because I haven't really won too many things in my life. So that was great. But no, otherwise, not like a public one, I would say. So yeah, only over at Kaisenheim.
Gotcha. So you're a builder for their group.
More or less, yeah. I would say so, yeah. At least, I try my best.
Exciting. Emma, is there anything that you would expect when judging a farmhouse? Anything, it may be cliche, but what would you want to see when you're looking at these builds?
Me specifically?
Yeah.
Flowers. I'm a really big flower person. Almost every build that I do, I kind of incorporate flowers in there, and it's yeah.
No score for no flowers.
So make sure it's pretty, guys.
Oh, okay.
But of course, everyone has their style, and it's not a necessity if it's not in your plans. Of course, if you want to give it a creative twist and just plop it in there somewhere, bonus points.
Valheim has flowers?
Yeah, the seed crops.
Yeah.
Probably stuff like onion seeds and...
Seeds.
Yeah. I already picked.
What you could also do is make your building in the shape of a flower.
Ooh, I've done one of those before too.
Uh-huh.
The spider is still disintegrating.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Magnus,
Why is the
what's your
spider
plan?
not integrating?
What
Taking a long
what does
time.
that word mean?
Special Valheim graphics. No, like
But it's still there. It's been
crafting.
disintegrating slowly, but I don't know why it's not.
I'm gonna take it down, okay?
I was sort of using it as a
That
canary, but
sometimes.
yeah, I replaced it with a sign. So.
Of course, welcome to everybody who's watching on Twitch. I see quite a few of you in there. If you haven't already, hit the follow button. We're trying to hit our goal of 200 followers on Twitch. And we just passed our previous goal, so every new follower we get is greatly appreciated. Magnus, you are the man with a plan, right?
No.
Thanks, Emma.
I don't know what that word
You're
means.
welcome.
I just make it up as I just make it up as I go along.
Sometimes you get really unique builds that way.
I'm like the Jack Sparrow of Valheim.
Building. Or overall.
I'm
He's got
hoping
this
you have
style.
some. Unfortunately, you can't blow up the building, Magnus, to build it. So.
I'm already doing a garden.
We can't? We can't
Magnus
blow things-
is one of our players that participates in the PvP matches, and it's known to be up there. One of probably top 3. With another player named Crow.
He has a lot of hours in PvP and Sea of Thieves too. So.
Yeah.
This
All right,
is
Gatoth.
I'm going more traditional, what I would consider a traditional farmhouse, with the big porch that wraps around from front to back on it. Kind of grew up around a lot of farmhouses, so I'm expecting a lot of myself today. So we'll see.
You're stoked, and that makes me stoked, so that's cool. Sorsha, did you plan a build for this, or you just winging it?
Mostly winging it. I've got a vague idea of something I want to do with my storage roof, but that's about the only thing.
Interesting. So Sorsha is one of our builders. Mythic has a group on the Kattegat server called the Builder Syndicate, and she is one of the builders there. She also has a YouTube channel, Sorsha Azura. Go check it out.
It's Sorsha Azura Gaming.
Oh, I'm
actually.
sorry. Yeah.
That's fine.
As the extra judgy one, I will say I appreciate the builds that aren't square, and Heimdall has some good asymmetry going.
So Heimdall, you're coming from Jirok's tribe, right?
Yeah.
Are you a builder over there, or are you an admin, or?
I pretty much just play. I'm not an admin, but I really enjoy building, and I got inspired to start making some cool builds, and I do my best.
Believe it or not, this isn't the first time we've actually done something with Jirok's tribe.
Okay. Cool.
About a year ago, we did a 2v2 tournament with them back in the day when Valheim was still Hearthen home.
Nice. I was not around back then over there, but that sounds like fun.
I think that was spring.
Yep. Did you come with a plan? It kind of looks like you know what you're doing.
I had a rough idea in my mind, but we'll see how it turns out.
It's great to have you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I think that's everybody.
I just had a DC, so I don't know if you asked me or not. Yeah.
I talked to you.
Did you?
Yeah.
When?
Remember I asked you about the completing your build thing?
Oh, that. Yeah. Oh, that you're asking. That's great.
We can talk to you again.
No.
I can fly over there and pester you for a little bit.
Don't make me fly over there.
Don't
So
make
how's
me
the
turn this
foundations
server
going?
around.
Oh no, don't do that. It gets turned around enough every time they update.
It could be Vitamin showing his stuff already with those nice looking windows.
Yeah, those are custom made as well.
You don't see them very often, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I want to remind everyone that we upped our price pool for this event. Typically, we do a $50 price for the winner, but we have upped it to $100. So,
No pressure.
lots of competition. I mean, yeah, there's no reason to sweat it. I mean, it's just a $50 bump. It's not like $1,000 or anything. It's still a decent amount of, amount of money.
That's the next competition.
I'm looking at B Vitamin's build style. A lot of people build a frame or ground up, but he's building front to back.
Yeah, it's usually the way I go. I practice a little bit.
Like the front porch is done, the front door is done.
Yeah, I practiced a little bit in Kaisenheim. Not too much, maybe like a couple of hours. So I have a rough idea of what I want to build. But I'm not sure if 2 hours is going to be enough. Well, I'll try. I'll definitely try.
It never is.
I think it's never enough time. Generally, I think before the break in the first hour, people like to have some roofing done, some structure and roofing before you kind of finish the details in the last hour and stuff. But the trick being the planting needing to be done quick on this one.
Yeah.
Hey Smurf, welcome to the stream. The theme is FarmHouse. So WSR, you picked the theme because you won the last event.
Yeah. I regret that.
So everyone knows where to send the hate mail then.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Are you streaming this, WSR?
I am.
Do you want to plug your channel?
I have a YouTube channel, WSR Gamer 1970. You come over and join. So I just play a lot of games. I do a vanilla run and a lot of PlainsWalker stuff. So.
Because PlainsWalkers are awesome.
I mean, you got to be pretty badass to just walk through the plains.
Yeah.
Are we going to be the Mistwalker soon?
No, Iron Gate already gave us that.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a very good
Ashwalkers.
It's the sword.
Yeah, the sword.
And Gummit.
Mythic, do you maybe want to explain a little bit of what you're going to be looking for when you judge these farmhouses?
Okay. Well, so I think this is a good time to go through the whole scoring system as well. Right?
Go for it.
So the most important thing is technique, right? I want to see good depth. I want to see interesting item stand combinations. And yeah, generally more original shapes, but that's secondary. I think everyone's got good shapes all around. The second thing is originality, is how original your building is. Then there's utility, which is how usable it is. Like, do you have a... for this one in particular, it's going to be... Well, you probably need a high-level cooking station, I'm guessing. And if your building is made of stone and wood, you need a crafting table and a stone cutter to be able to repair it. That kind of stuff. Comfort level also goes in on that, and for farmhouses, if you have like I don't know, a well set up chicken farm, or maybe one of those really cool, really efficient boar. What do you call them?
Are you talking about
Boar
the breeders?
breeder.
Boar breeders, yeah. You get a lot of utility points for that. But you can
Nobody
still go
got
high
time for
enough
that.
without them.
Yeah.
You can still go high enough without them. So that's all right.
Yeah, that's well beyond anything.
Yeah.
We'll
And
get you
then
some
the-
I could
boars if you
spend
want
the
them. If you
entire
can get them to
entire
breed.
2 hours just to get the boars in the right position. That's not happening.
Oh no, you don't have to.
I was gonna have a place for them, but not like the hyper efficient, very weird looking boar breeder tower thing.
No.
You know,
That would mess with
building
my theme.
this is a
Very
build
unique.
competition. You only need to build it. You don't need the boars.
Yeah.
They help with the ambiance. I need.
And
I
the
need
last part is theme, which is
Something
how well
new?
does your building fit with the theme today.
So there's
I
10
kind of want to
Personally-
add
Go
something
ahead.
now too.
Personally, I want to see depth. I want to see good material combinations, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Emma, were you gonna say something?
I think she's checking available materials that might help in judging too. Like what tools, what materials can they use to build with?
Yes.
There's lots of goodies in there. There isn't an infinite amount, so we have had situations where people have had to cannibalize certain sections of their building in order to finish it.
Is there a reason why they only get 20 onions and 50 turnip and carrot seeds? Or not the seeds, but the vegetables?
I think that's standard for all our builds versus just a farmhouse build for this one.
Oh, just 20
They need-
onions?
If they need miscellaneous things for like final touches and whatnot, we can always provide more or just spawn them.
Well, you have to take into account the amount of space that you have to build in your plot. And then with all the other things that you're being offered besides just carrots and onions and all that thing, we thought with the space provided, we had to come up with that
Oh
number.
yeah.
You guys
It's-
heard it from
it's
Emma.
just,
Make sure you.
I'm someone that uses a lot of flowers, so it's like only 20 onions?
You're like, my god! 20?
Emma beat me
That's
to it. I was
like-
to say you heard it from her. You don't enough onions.
There's like only
Yeah.
20 onions.
If you guys get into a situation where you feel like I don't have enough onions, let us know and we can rectify.
There's never enough.
An odd one.
There are
You
not
know.
enough
Never enough.
I mean, if there's not enough onions, don't cry about it.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't fast enough to the soundboard to do the sad trombone.
So yeah, I was actually secretly
those?
checking the boxes if I should maybe secretly start building something too. I
You are more than welcome
immediately
to.
started thinking of ideas.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
want to
these
build
competitions do that to you.
It's in my
Uh-huh.
blood. Want to
Yep.
pick up my hammer.
What's really
in
awesome
my
about these
veins,
events
it's in my
is
blood.
that not only can we bring the Valheim community together more than just one server, you know? Bring everyone from the entire game Valheim community together. But our builders that come here and participate, ones that show up like the 3 or 4 events, you could literally see that they're becoming better builders because they're going and practicing on the side. So it lifts us all up at the same time. So first thing I'm noticing is that Sorsha has her farm set up. The plants they've been planted. So
The farming
Very
part,
cute.
farming part of the farm.
I do see a farm over at Heimdall's.
Wait, our farm has to have a farm?
She used all of her 20 onions. I like it.
Play into the judge.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of cultivated soil out there. And I'm getting a little worried for those that will have a farmhouse with no farm.
What are
We doing
those
farms or
things?
farmhouses?
Carrots only take an hour to grow, so it's not really an emergency yet. But just wanted to let you guys be aware.
Honestly, that's also my first step every time that I make something like a house, because the flowers cannot grow on top of structures, but you can place a structure on top of a flower, so it looks like the flower grew super close to a building, and that's not something that you can recreate afterwards once you start the building.
To what Helga said, the theme is farmhouse. The judges will tell you what that means.
I'm sure Mythic will hammer it into our heads by the end of the day.
Ooh.
Hammer. Very thematic.
Oh, I like
Angolian, are those fence pieces underground?
Yes.
it.
I
Huh.
put a trellis, like a board on top, to where I want the tops to be. Then I used wood carving to look under and place them touching the top to make sort of like a wattle
Oh.
fence.
There is a lot of fencing underground.
Oh,
Underground fencing.
cool.
I
Very
don't,
interesting.
I've been to have them higher so you could see the cross beams too for the wattle, but I'm sort of trying to maybe not be incomplete this time, so I'm in a hurry.
Plant those carrots, B vitamin. Plant those carrots.
I thought that was for A vitamin.
You're picking them up.
I'm consolidating.
So, Ungoliant, your building looks the most like a traditional farmhouse, like the shape.
I'm going for a traditional Viking longhouse. It does have sort of a barn roof, but I'm actually just going to make a traditional historical longhouse, 2 rows of columns, pit in the center, half of it's for livestock.
Some
like it.
onions. I like it.
I heard you like onions, so I'm putting some flowers in. Gotta play to the judges.
I might be showing my cards a little bit here.
Well, I appreciate
So Helga, when I hear the word farmhouse, you always have to take into account that house is a part of the theme, and yours is pretty big. It's gonna have looks like it's gonna have separate rooms.
Yes. Well, I get confused because people say farmhouse and then they say farm, and so then I said, "Ooh, might need other things." And during I think it was the lighthouse or the armory, there was some talk of not having a blacksmith in there, so outlying buildings and other things that farms, farmsteads, farmhouses have.
Yep.
Yep. Like Rogue said, yep.
Farmhouses have a bunch of stuff that aren't farms at all. All the growing happens away from these things.
Elsewhere, yeah.
I mean, if it's a farmhouse, doesn't it have to sit on the farm?
I mean,
there's not enough build room. You only have enough build room for the farmhouse. There's no room for the farm.
That's not what I'm seeing from a couple of these.
Oh, people are building
little
gardens.
vegetable plots. Gardens.
People are building gardens at their farmhouse.
Yetoth, I am concerned about the stability
Country.
of your.
Kitchen gardens.
Well, this is the build that I went with, so we're gonna see.
We're going to bounce around and find out.
Maybe if it has some iron poles or something, could help quite a lot.
Indeed.
I do find the plots quite small for a garden house or like a farmhouse. I've built some pretty big farms, and this is pretty big.
You also have to take into account the space available.
You're gonna see as it goes along. I got this.
Well, it's also super interesting to see what people can come up with to, use the space that you have and still be creative with creating a garden or the farm feeling still. So it's super interesting.
I'm sure by now most of you have taken a peek at what your neighbor is doing.
No.
Not at all. I had no chance for it.
Thou shalt
guys
not
are-
peek on
you guys
thy
are in the
neighbor.
zone.
We're in the danger
Got
zone.
2 hours to make a masterpiece.
No, it just needs to be a better masterpiece than your neighbor's.
You don't have to outrun the dragon.
Oh, please be healthy, Garrett. Please be healthy.
Good back.
I find it so hard not to secretly start building something.
You can
I
help
knew
me
that
work
was going
on
to be
mine.
tough for her.
Yeah. Act.
But I would really just start with cultivating everything and just planting flowers everywhere. That's where I would start.
If you help Magnus with his build, he'll defend you against the siege of whatever.
The siege.
That was me who was building the French farmhouse.
Oh yeah, I want to have a look on the map.
We're talking about sieges.
Can I come in?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
That's what he said.
Ooh. Walked right into that one. 1 hour, 31 minutes remaining. In 31 minutes, we will take a break.
Time really flies, doesn't it?
And you guys will be able to walk around and take a look at the other builds. Equip your cheat hammer. No, I'm just kidding.
Or cheat sword.
Oh, we're not supposed to
exact
use
same
plan
thought.
build.
Oh gosh.
I probably cannot help or interfere or anything.
Too tempting, huh?
Plan build.
Yeah, it's super tempting. Oh my god.
B vitamin. I love your little flower pots.
Right? Oh my goodness.
It's the little things.
It really is.
Yeah. This garden is also wants to look like a flower right over here. At least the shape of it.
Okay.
Oh,
This
I'm
looks
gonna
really
get out of
nice.
the way.
Thank you.
It's kind of impressive that you're able to do all that in just 20 minutes.
And actually, like, if you knew me, like, proper, I'm probably the slowest builder of all time. Just because, like, I'm more like that slower, more, trying to be more intricate sort of builder, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
So I'm usually taking my time.
I'm just trying to finish something.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Well, it's clear that you did a little bit of practice and tried some things out too, so that's cool.
I kind of did, yeah. The guys over at Kaisenheim were very helpful as well. They're probably cheating for me right now.
Oh wow,
no
you
no
did some
pressure.
training, huh?
Just a little bit, not too much actually. It's just like I did some 2 days ago. But yeah, not too much. I just had some ideas about what I want to do. But most of it is just, making it up as I go.
God, this porch is killing me.
Looks like a roof is going on Ungoliant structure. I think you're the first one with a roof.
It's part of the frame, so yeah.
Right.
Oh, been there before too.
Ooh,
It almost feels like your farm is modular, Helga. Like if you were to lift it up and put it down, you could literally bring everything that you would need.
Yeah, that's an idea. And if you notice, I didn't go with my classic favorite geometric shape.
Round?
It's not round.
This is the one instance where building a square shape is actually surprising.
Yeah, it looks nice.
when the square becomes original.
Well,
Okay.
presents are also square, but presents inside make it special.
Mm-hmm.
I like your windows, WSR.
Thank you.
Ooh. What sees my eye? Pets. I like that.
Yes, but what I'm fearing too much.
Yes, I like this a lot.
I will say Getoff has put a lot more detail into his build than usual.
He's leveled up.
Is that a compliment, or are you being snarky?
I guess you'll have to wait for the break.
Connect, you bastard.
It's also not a square.
No, it's actually like a weird E if you look at it from above.
Hey, I told you I've been practicing. Whether it pays off or not, we shall see. What the hell?
Ooh. Heimdall's going big, and it's paying off.
Well, good.
If you guys are using build camera up on your roof high and you get pieces stuck, you can let me know. I'm going around doing cleanup for people.
Security
There.
doubles up as
Thanks,
a
Rogue.
You don't need broken pieces sitting on your roof.
Makes it more authentic.
If you see any broken pieces on the roof, it was planned.
Yeah, it's for like aesthetic reasons.
Right back.
Yeah, WSR's is more like a war farmhouse.
I really like what Sorsha is doing too.
Thank you.
There's a lot of good builds here. I think a lot of other competitions, there's always, a couple of builds are like, but not this time.
Yes.
Well, times are tough. People probably could use the money. I'm more than happy to inject that money into the community if it helps somebody.
Oh, screw that. I just want to win.
Yeah, same here.
Bragging
I just
rights, huh?
I mean, the money's nice. I just want to win. As long as I've been doing this and have never won one.
Mhm. But what if the shit talking ends then? We'll miss it. You gotta keep shit talking even if you win.
Right. It'll get boring. People will fall asleep. Say something. Say something spiteful, Gatov.
Yeah, you're so concentrated right now. He can't even. He's so busy.
And even shit talk. This is tragic.
This is the leader of our combat guild.
Trash talk. He's more trash talk than combat.
His bark is worse than his bite.
Is that what your mom said?
Master Sergeant Marl in chat said anyone can win except for Gatov the Red.
Well, you can tell him I said he's welcome to come to our PvP arena and come at me anytime.
Gauntlet has been thrown.
It has.
I'll only use my fist.
Just one.
Both of them. Right, there's okay. Yay! Torch complete. Maybe.
What's our time at, Bjorno?
1 minute, 23 seconds.
Left?
I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. 1 hour, 23 minutes.
Okay.
Units matter.
23 minutes to the break.
What?
22 minutes to the break.
Units.
Because I'm seeing roofs go on, and that's close to timing where you are probably going to want to get some roof on.
Stop pressuring me.
Yep.
Oh, hearts just dropped. It said 1 minute. I'm
They got
sorry.
20 minutes. They got 20 minutes.
That's all right.
it
In my
pressure
break, I will
you.
change my shorts.
We'll be fine.
You're like, how did we miss halftime? Welcome
And-
everyone who just joined us on Twitch.
For those of you who have seen my builds, notice what I'm not using.
Talent?
Oh
Corwood.
my god.
Alright.
Okay. It's, oh,
I actually like your building. I just felt like I needed to be a little bitch there.
Ungoliant's gonna make up for all the trash talking you aren't doing, Gatov.
Exactly. Someone has to do it.
Someone has to do the trash talking.
Alright, let's step up to the plate. Be the asshole that you were meant to be.
Be the asshole that you were meant to be.
Be the new army recruiting.
Unleash your full potential.
You want to see B vitamins, Loki? 1 second.
Aw, dude. This looks so nice.
I totally messed up my secondary porch
The
where
ward as well.
it's an open sky. Okay.
Even if you don't turn this ward off, it still looks like a really cool decoration.
Thanks.
Don't turn it off by the way.
No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Welcome Loki to the Twitch channel. Of course, if anyone who's watching wants me to fly over a specific build, let me know, and I can get that on stream. If anyone's rooting for anyone specifically, I know there's a couple communities have people here.
It's super cool that you have your TOD also set to a specific hour, so it's always day with you. It's night in the natural game now.
Right.
Yeah, I want the viewers to be able to get a good view of the structures, especially if they are just watching the stream and then they're going to vote in the Discord.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
even if it
extra
helps just a
votes.
little bit, it makes one build eke out over another. Did I miss something?
Why is Magnus
God.
One
dead?
died.
Probably wasn't following building code.
I forgot I put a trap in the grass.
You killed yourself.
Oh my god.
You did. It says Rip Magnus on the screen.
Yep.
Vintage Magnus.
I'm
Making
dying.
everything a fortress. Died to his own trap.
I could definitely see this being a farmhouse in the Mistlands, Heimdall.
Yeah.
Rogue rearmed your trap, by the way. Be careful.
The roof isn't too Gyal friendly, but I can definitely see stopping by a place like this to refill up or grab my Jotun puffs.
Part of a healthy breakfast.
Like a Cocoa Puffs, but with Jotun Puffs box. Like, that's my mental image when you said that. It's got, like, some happy peas on the back and... Jotun Puffs.
I will say, now that I'm looking at builds, Magnus has some farm-style crafting benches that are already in the game that others do not.
Mm-hmm.
You just gonna leave us hanging?
I'm not going to tell everybody what to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look too. 'Cause
They're
I missed
built
it.
into the game. Good job, Jarl.
I didn't even see it.
Hence the T in the trap.
You guys like my sign?
God dang it.
Again?
I went around it to go see the sign and it still
It
got it.
works.
What's the range on these
It
things?
works. What?
The grass is hiding it so well.
The range is 1 Bjorno.
Exactly.
Another one bites the dust.
Utility score 5 out of 5.
Nice.
Me in there.
We typically don't have deaths at our events, but
Not the build ones.
no.
Except the
Well,
altar.
my community's gonna love this. They're just gonna be. Even Emma manages to be a judge somewhere and just die.
Typically, that's what I do.
Death is always a possibility.
Well, you probably have God mode. You would have.
Sometimes you just
Please,
only roll.
please try and leave one item in your grave. I need them for aesthetics.
Well, there is a small
Too
one.
late. Oh, never mind. There's one more.
There is this tiny one.
Perfect.
Honoring the judges for
I was gonna say, now that
decoration.
you removed your gravestones, you'll have to die again.
Okay, wait. I'm just gonna get my gear so it's separate, and then I'll die again. Just a sec.
You could just leave a
leave-
piece of stone.
I'm gonna
Leave-
leave a cupcake
Okay.
Mm.
because I'm eating cupcakes. Okay, here we go.
Ooh,
Oh,
yummy
I
fish.
didn't die. I shouldn't have eaten.
You ruined
There's a
everything.
reset. Do it again. There's
Okay,
a
here we
reset.
go.
Just walk into it.
Ooh,
8 left.
almost
It says it's not ready. There it goes.
time.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you have officially died twice in a building competition. How do you feel?
I feel so alive. Never felt more alive, to be honest.
Oh, Yuri's gonna love that one.
Huh. I think you're.
Revenge.
I don't know if it's me or you're. Yeah, your gravestone keeps setting off the trap. I can't. I can't keep it set.
Oh, how
It's
funny.
funny. Yeah. Oh, you removed it.
Ooh, there's ice cream.
Yes.
We all scream.
If I can choose, I will always choose for the ice the ice cream food.
Didn't you get admin?
No,
Oops.
no. Earlier
Oh,
I
okay.
tried to turn on dev commands and I was kicked off.
Cool.
Yeah, we have anti-cheat on the server to make sure it stays vanilla. I know
Yeah,
that's kind of
I
weird to mod a
understand.
vanilla server, but if you literally are just playing vanilla, anyone can use any client-side mod. If you're just playing regular.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Smart. Oh, now the grave is gone. Do you want another one?
Oh, I actually wanted the ice cream, but it wouldn't let me rearm the trap, so it's all good. It's all good.
Did you
wouldn't
take the lady's ice cream?
I wouldn't want you to die again.
Oh, it's okay. I don't really care about my skill points anyways. Let's throw all of this out there.
Oh, there's food here. I'm an idiot. I didn't need to steal her ice cream.
But ice cream, it's special.
Steal the ice cream.
Yay!
All right,
Roof.
guys. Less than 15 minutes remains.
Oh.
In fact, 13 minutes and 11 seconds
Did
until
it.
we take our halfway break. Of course,
Mad
I
Lad
will
has
call it
done it.
out when we get closer to let everyone know to drop their hammers. Cough, cough, unequip.
Well, the rain just dropped.
Wait. Did you die again?
She did. We're gonna have like 4 Discord prompts from what's the freaking mod again? Darwin Awards.
Darwin
Yeah.
Awards.
Hey,
Darwin
hey,
Awards.
am I crazy? I don't see Thistle.
You're crazy.
It's in there.
Maybe you're crazy.
Oh, this is a teeny tiny gravestone. To be honest, I actually was wondering why no one had to use this as a decoration yet, because I do it all the time. Using my gravestone as a decoration in the beginning of the game.
So WSR is doing something interesting. He built signs and used the colors from them to add depth to his building. I don't think I have ever seen that.
Oh, I wanted to use something like that.
Holy crap.
I'll do it soon.
It's all rainy and nighttime for us, but wow.
Interesting.
So there's always one time during an event where my brain explodes. Well, that's that time.
Now, each of these is a bunch of little signs, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or is one panel one sign?
No, one panel covers a sign, so I increase the size of a square image and add color to it.
Okay, one of them is the wrong size, I think.
Can you increase the size?
Oh,
of
it's
wrong position.
Oh, I'm not done coloring covering it in.
So cool.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that one.
She used an ASCII character of a square, like a wingding square that takes up a lot of space, and gave it a color.
Oh my god, WSR, you were there when they were making... Oh my god, I don't want to say it. What if someone's gonna make this? No, no one's gonna make this.
What?
We're there when the magic
Not in
was
the last.
written.
Not in the last half.
You know, you can make rainbows in Valheim.
Yep, you can.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just not sure if it can be done without any mods. I think you might need one specific setting turned on.
You can just use signs, and like if you play around with it, then you should be able to do a proper rainbow.
So yeah,
Like
if you
with a
know how
frame-
to, you can create a rainbow.
With the
Oh, can
frame,
I?
you put signs in an arch shape on the shaped frame, and then color the signs in in stripes. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
You have like a giant circle, but instead of seeing the circle, if it's so big, you only see half of it, and then you change the different depths of the different blacks and the different
multiple
colors.
circles. That makes it even easier. So multiple size circles that get smaller and smaller and closer.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
that's the easy
exactly.
way to do it. No, that's great.
And it's so cool because you don't expect it to work in a vanilla game. I have, however, only made it before on a modded server, so do not get me on this if it's not right.
It's easier to, after place the signs, move them around little by little so they're in where you need them. Maybe.
Oh yeah. It's something that probably needs some more testing. Like so many things that I want to try to do. Oh. Oh, I love the roof of this building.
Ungoliant, your roof is really cool looking.
Thanks.
Oh, cool. It's like a giant chimney.
Do you need a feather cape?
Give her one. Yes, she is known to fall. She is known
Give
to
the lady
fall.
a feather cape. Oh, it fell.
And you threw it on the ground. Good job, Mythic.
No, it's over there.
I just turned my pickup off because, of course, I died, so I had to turn it back off. Whee! Yeah. I promise I won't die anymore.
Famous last words.
Mm-hmm.
And then she dies like 5 more times. Yay! Oh, channel points.
Some really cool looking buildings. Too bad you guys have to stop at building them in 7 minutes and 19 seconds now.
Wow.
It isn't an enforced break. Everybody gets the same pause.
Yep, that way you don't have to feel like you have to put your bathroom break off and you fall behind your peers.
You
Smart.
can
Is
go
it-
to the
that's-
bath.
South Park episode. Cartman.
Oh. But it might be like a good idea to, like, for example, hatch creatures while you're on break, because the time will
I don't
still
think
keep
we're
on
gonna
running.
spawn animals, right? But
No,
that's a
the
good
timer will stop during the break.
Ah.
No, everything is on pause for a break so that everybody has a chance to relax. However they
But the-
relieve themselves.
Or walk around
Does
and
the
look at the
time
other
of the
builds.
server keep running?
Oh yeah, we're still
Yep.
here.
So if you like put out some eggs before the break, afterwards it might be all like
Things-
the eggs have come out.
Things will grow.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
It's just it's a managed break. You know, everybody has to manage themselves to actually stop and walk away. It's a good time to go look at what everybody else is doing.
Hey Bjorno, did you read my sign?
No. Oh, yeah, I did. It said something in
Nope.
Korean.
Nope. Try again.
I just flew by it, and then, of course, I died looking at it. So
Do I
didn't get a
strike
great
you
look.
as somebody that speaks Korean?
You could Google it.
You strike me as someone who would
Yeah.
put Korean on a sign.
Fair enough.
What does that mean? Never mind, I don't want to know.
Wait, what I said or the
Buy
sign?
Bitcoin is what it says.
I have no comment.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Bitcoin is taxed.
Bitcoin is tax.
What? Yeah, Toth, I'm really impressed with what you have here.
Yep, Geta's looking good.
Yeah, It took 4 different iterations of practice builds.
Getoff, your build is crap. We can't make fun of it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find a way to make fun of it, but
No, looks really good.
There's some depth and planning to it.
I'm
It's-
just
it looks
trying
planned
to
out.
mix. The idea is to mix as different types of materials.
All right, guys. 4 minutes, 9 seconds.
And it's still very rainy.
Typically, how I like to think of it is the first half of the competition, you should be focusing on the exterior of your building. In the second half, you should probably start looking at what's going to go inside.
So she's
That's
no,
what
that is
she
not what she said.
That's exactly what she said.
More tundra and cheese.
Oh, thank you, Rogue.
Oh yeah. Just let me know if you don't have to jump around, just build.
Alrighty. Yeah, I totally
No,
screwed
I
up
want,
the.
I want him to jump around and build. That would be hilarious.
So, B, you have a couple fans in chat. That is
do I?
interesting. Yeah, for someone who's never built here to have people show up in chat rooting for you, it's pretty cool. Sounds like you guys
that's
got
lovely.
a pretty passionate community over there.
Yeah, we do. We're definitely a bunch that hold together. So yeah, I'm super proud of them. And hey, guys.
What do you guys typically do over there for, like, do you guys like do events or anything, like PvP tournaments or build comps? You said you did a build comp over there.
Yeah, we have a lot of events actually. It's obviously a vanilla server with some quality of life mods allowed. So it's going in its own flow with the bosses and everything. We're currently at Yagloth this season. But yeah, we do have plenty of events. Like, people have been super creative over at Kaisenheim. It really includes everything. Like, for example, we have a floating island being competition going on right now. And then
Floating
now,
island?
yeah, that's basically just like the architect. Maybe you guys know him. The architect makes a couple of stuff, like a couple of these floating islands for people to build on. We also have the Hunger Games, which was a pretty big hit.
Yeah, I saw that.
I actually checked that out. That was pretty cool.
Thanks. And I actually won the second one. If you can imagine. And like, there's like so many things. Like, we're gonna have like a running competition now, but it's like quite complicated. There's like a track that you have to run through, and there's like checkpoints and stuff, like all around the mountains. And...
Like a relay race?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Interesting. We do a couple things similar. Our Hunger Games is called Survivor, and it's different, a lot different than the one you guys do over there. We have an obstacle course called Mythic's Bizarre Trial, where you jump over all these obstacles, and then we have like a timer and a high scoreboard. We have custom raids that we're working on. Lots of.
We do have those as well. Yeah, we had a fortress built over there. Actually, we first had to conquer the island, and then build a fortress, and then we had these events, basically like a tower defense stuff. That was really cool too.
We're actually working on getting a tower defense mod created, which it's already been done. We're testing it still at this point, but at some point we'll actually have legit tower defense in Valheim.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool.
15 seconds, everybody.
Guys.
Hey, Landor.
Guys, doing man.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please put your hammers away.
Oh, I've just come in for the end there.
No.
So this marks our halfway period. You guys are free to walk around, get up, get a drink of water, whatever you need to do. It's pretty much up to you. I'm going to step away, put the stream on a brief break, but when we come back, we'll get back to it. See you guys in a minute.
There
you go. Yeah, I can't.
Hello everyone, Yarbjorno here, at the Northern Embassy, here to explain and announce a new project that has finally come to fruition. In order for it to make sense to you, I want to start by going over to our old friend Google. We asked Google, what mushrooms did Viking berserkers eat? You will see that there is a legitimate hypothesis that fly agaric mushrooms were the mushrooms that Viking warriors ate in order to induce a battle-like trance. It has also been shown in popular media, like Vikings. Where Rollo ate a mushroom and went into a trance, losing who he was, and ultimately, he ended up killing a man. And in the animated epic, Vinland Saga, where Bjorn ate a red and white mushroom and went absolutely insane, killing everyone and losing his sanity in the process. So enter Azumet, and now we have Fungi Fury. In Fungi Fury, we have the mushrooms. We have the war cries for both male and female characters. Let's listen to Azumet explain how the double damage works.
So if I hit this tree once, right, you can see it's 25. Eat that. Now I'm 58.
It works by ingesting a mushroom and thus bringing up a 15-second timer. During this time, you do double damage, at the cost of 5 HP per tick of HP loss. It is completely customizable too, and has server sync. It comes with a nifty mushroom hat that you can wear. And best of all, it's live. Go over to Thunderstore now, give it a download, and please give Odin Plus and Azumet your support. Our vision now benefit the entire Valheim community. This is Yarbjorno at the Northern Embassy in Kattegat, signing out.
Warriors, over here. Come, by the fire. I summoned you here as a shadow of the past has been haunting my mind. Before ascending to the leadership of the Circle of Knowledge, I was a promising student of the Sages College. Greatly competitive and brought out both the best and the worst of those studying the magic of this 10th world. Soon a rivalry grew between me and another student, Dagur. But his talent was wasted. His failures led him to envy and jealousies clouded his judgment. He fell into darkness in his thirst for knowledge and power. Chafing at the strictures of the college, he lashed out at those of us around him. A terrible battle ensued, with Dagur using strange, foul magics against us. When finally I had defeated him, the college tower lay in ruins around us. There, beside the waters, amid all the destruction, I faced my own humanity, and I pitied him. I withheld the final blow, stripped him of his powers, and banished him to the wilderness. We few survivors bent to the task of rebuilding, and I became leader of the newly christened Circle of Knowledge. Rumors and vague reports of the Follow-On came to me now and then, but nothing definite. Until now. A new report has reached me from the north. Dark magics, strange behavior from the denizens of the plains. I fear what staying my hand that day may have wrought. This is why you are here, warriors. Dagur may have risen again, and I need you to prove the truth of it. Travel to the north. Hunt down these rumors. Seek knowledge and vanquish any sign of evil you find. Go. Now.
This segment of the broadcast is sponsored by ggod.io. ggod.io is a server host who uses URLs to gain access to one's personal server. It is super easy to set up and costs near nothing, costing you a measly $2.50 for a whole month of access. Make sure to let them know PlainsWalkers sent you. ggod.io, the simplest way to get into the game. Hello, Zammy. I actually was just getting ready to start the event back up, so perfect timing. Welcome back, everybody. We are back from our break. So far, we have had an excellent event. An hour of building has already come and gone, like literally a blink. Lots of really good builds out there. Of course, we have guest judge Emma T. Potato here for anyone who is joining us and is not aware. It's been an exciting event so far. Let's go ahead and jump back into Discord and get back into the game and start the second half.
And save them so that we can reuse the space.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
Gathoth, you're gonna end up killing yourself. Going on your back or something.
I
wouldn't want to miss that.
I muted him for fun, but also because there's a little bit of background noise.
Okay.
Is everyone back from the break?
Lock is in.
What we do typically when we return from a break is I'll call off the lot numbers again, just to verify everyone is back, so we don't start without anyone. So lot number 1.
Gathoth.
Lot 2.
Saoirse.
Lot 3. Nobody on 3. Lot 4.
Hendo.
Lot 5. Nobody on 5.
None.
Lot 6.
That's WSR.
Lot 8.
Yeah,
Helga.
that's how I was gonna go for it. Lot 9 is Mongolia.
And lot 10.
B vitamin.
Lot 11.
Me.
All right, everybody seems to be here.
You skip lot 9.
I'm lot 9. I started.
Yeah,
entering
I'm
eight.
going at
I'm
chimed
definitely
up and
gonna
said she was on lot 9.
getting it first.
All right, so if everyone is here, we'll go ahead and begin the second half of our build competition and then segue into the judging phase. Let's start building again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, build. All right, we have 1 hour remaining in the event. No pressure.
No pressure.
Just a little bit.
What she said.
Of course, welcome to everybody who's joining us on the stream. I see quite a few of you in there. If you guys haven't already, if you could please hit that follow button. I hate having to harp on it so much, but we have a goal that we're trying to hit, and it would support the group, and of course it would keep you guys updated with what we have going on. You planning on building, Magnus? What you got up your sleeve? All right, I guess he stepped away.
He's already got his piece de resistance right out front.
So do you have a conclusion in mind, B?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so many plans. I don't even know what to begin. Like what to do first. I still need a boar enclosure, or like animal shelter. I wanted to make a silo, but I totally ran out of space in the back. I wanted to do a vineyard, but we can't just plant everything, so I can't put the bushes on these fences. That would be my vineyard. So I tried to do with something else, or try to, I went with something else. I'm definitely gonna finish up the roof and see where it leads me. So yeah, still plenty thing to do, plenty more to do.
When I think of a farmhouse, I typically don't think of a stone or a marble structure. That's just me. When I think of a farmhouse, I think of a wooden, like a residence that someone would live while working on a farm. But then again, in Valheim, we have stone and black marble. So when I see your build, it takes me to that familiar idea of what a farmhouse feels like when you look at it.
That's almost damn it.
It's really cool.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm super nervous, by the way. Just saying.
Oh,
You're nervous?
I'm
I got
M&M
like
here,
3
palms
people
sweaty.
in our house today that we need to impress.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
Well, as to the boar pin problem, you may not see boars, but Magnus solved it by putting a sign in his pin that says pigs.
It's
I
funny.
thought they were going in boars and pigs, right? That we can't get our own.
What's that?
I thought they were okay with spawning in like boars and things that we can't normally get in.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll give you a pig or 2 if you want a couple of them.
The 2 max. You have to get the rest on your own. I don't know.
That makes sense.
There's not enough time to farm the food to breed the pigs. You got to do the building.
Yeah, that sounds like its own challenge, right?
Yeah.
Who's crumbling up some paper?
I know who it is. I'll deal with it.
Stop!
A mythic.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Realize.
He's like taking notes about each build. Thanks for your due diligence, Mythic.
Oh no, I'm just.
He's taking notes, crumbling it, and throwing it in the trash.
I'm just packing something.
That's
I
what
don't.
think about your
I don't
build.
see any thistle over here.
You're number 2 to notice.
You
because we are not allowed to
can't
have thistle.
plant
Do we need
thistle.
to add thistle?
Yes.
If you need
You
thistle,
can't
let us
plant
know, and
thistle.
we could spawn a few down for you.
It's used for. Isn't it needed for some of the cooking?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh wait, there's no thistle.
Okay, does everybody need thistle? Everybody at
I
once?
have a
Yes.
stack
Looks
from-
like it.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How much are we
The-
thinking? How much are we thinking? I'll
Just
get
give them a
around.
stack each.
What does this stack hold?
50, I think. Because then you're going to have to split stacks, and then, yeah. This is really nice. So you got a roof on your farmhouse now, Gatoth?
I do.
Gatoth, is this your swan song?
I don't know. Maybe.
No, this geese.
When I went inside, it even felt like a farmhouse with like those little, like the left and right you can take that come out to that little patio area.
I'm putting thistle in the seeds chest, except Helga's went into miscellaneous and eggs. I figure people use their seeds, so I'm that.
Thanks, Rogue.
Thank you.
When I get
Thank you, Rogue.
Thanks.
Oh man. Time goes
using a seed chest.
Sorry, one sec.
Even put a window.
Making space. Alright, WSR, you're not using those things.
I will be. I'm not there yet.
Iron chest. It's in your iron chest.
All right.
Rogue, whenever you're ready or free, could you come and get all
Sure.
those wood from upstairs?
Sure.
Thank you.
So Kaizen told me that he was planning on logging in to Asgard to check out the builds after the event.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, just take that into account, that Kaizen will come look at your stuff.
More pressure, more pressure. I forgot. Oh, by the way.
Sure.
Boss is gonna be here.
Yep. He's coming to make sure that you're represented today.
Yeah. I'm gonna get fired.
Well, we have positions open at PlainsWalkers for builders. No, I think it's awesome that he's invested, that he wants to come in and check them out after the event's over. I don't work with Kaizen a lot, but from what I've seen, he seems like a really good guy.
Yeah, he definitely is.
And he makes hilarious dad jokes.
You don't know how much time's left?
50 minutes and 50 seconds.
It's alright. Be right back.
Yes, 50 seconds.
You're on the clock, Mythic.
He's actually he's silenced now. I only muted him, but
So when I look at these different builds, and when we've done this event in the past, I've said this a couple different times, but you could sometimes see a person's personality through their builds. And when you become accustomed to seeing, your same group of people's builds, you get used to how they look. And when someone new comes in, that just throws a wrench into everything. Because the new people that are here have completely different styles than the ones I'm used to.
yeah, and Gullian still looks like a Whataburger.
It's a breath of fresh air.
You got me, Dad.
We just got a Whataburger in Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah.
There's
I
big
may drive
rumors
down there.
in Texas because I think they're bought by some people who weren't Texans or something, and it's a big scandal.
Oh.
Oh no. Drama.
Alright.
Gathoth, if you had a chair in here, I would probably stay in here for a minute.
So I need chains.
You know, even when we saw it earlier, I didn't realize what was happening. I can see it. I see what Gatot did. It looks really good. It's a little bit larger in scale, but I like it. The theme is there.
So, I think now is a pretty good time to probably do a quick refresher on how we'll be judging this event. So, there are 4 different categories that you could score points on. The total amount of points you can get for your build is 25. For technique, you got a score between 1 and 10. For utility, you got 5 total. For theme, 5 total. Which one again is utility, theme, technique? Oh yeah, originality. And that's also 5 points.
5 points, except one is 10 points.
Yep, technique is the one you get the highest score on. So it kind of sets all the builds apart, technique-wise. It allows for someone who isn't necessarily a really good builder to maybe make up for that and being just more original in their build, doing something off the wall. Like, we had an event for Best Kitchen and someone made a taco truck. Like, yeah, you don't necessarily need to be an amazing builder to win. So.
Did you just say the taco truck wasn't amazing?
It was amazing.
I thought it was good.
It was.
It sounded like your example for you don't have to be an amazing builder.
It was a taco truck. How dare you? I'm putting in my resignation.
This is... I'm sorry, some of these builds, this has been closer than ever.
That ever.
I'm not talking physically either. They look good.
I like the little perches you made, Heimdall.
On the windows, or?
Yeah, these little windows that kind of jut out a little bit.
Okay, yeah, the sills and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I could totally see like this being on like either on top of a mountain or maybe near a lake or something with like a great view.
Mm-hmm.
Really intricate roof design.
Yeah, it's very well done. Very nice.
I like I like dormers and stuff, so I tried to integrate that.
"45 minutes and 20 seconds.
He puts the pressure on you.
He does.
I mean, it helps to know how much time you have, right?
All the time. All the time.
Time is really just an illusion, so...
Mm-hmm.
WSR, you joined the Builders Syndicate, right?
Yep. I did.
You definitely belong there.
Thank you.
I like how you do your walls, like how they're not just one wall, there's like 3 different things there that make up your wall. It's
yeah.
layered.
I've always wanted to do depth, and I just remember a lot of builders say it's depth really, well, makes it pop, so that's what I was looking for. But like always, I don't know if I'll finish.
That's what she said.
So what you're saying is you have problems finishing?
Always.
Is 2 hours not enough?
No.
That's what he said.
Never.
Baby. Let's go. Let's go. Getting interference.
Is there any chance I could get an elder trophy? Or is
Yep.
that too much to ask?
I'm on
Yeah,
my
we can do
way. Let me see.
Thank you.
The build area is larger than the view distance.
Wow, I do not envy us as
Thank you.
judges. This is going to be really difficult.
Right?
Thank you, thank you. For
Yeah.
the trophy.
Oh my god. They're all gonna be amazing builds. It's mostly gonna be which one will most captivate the farmhouse.
Should we just judge the worst one?
No.
I
Yeah,
mean,
this is a
which,
cool idea.
that alone is not an easy task, is finding the worst one out of the bunch. It's like you have a bunch of gold nuggets and you're like, which one's the worst one? You're like literally looking for tiny imperfections.
What's the flax and barley? Which box is it in?
We cooked it all and ate lots
I
of
guess
pies.
maybe you don't have. I can spawn some flax and barley in. I can spawn. I
You
can
won't be
spawn
able
one
to
of
plant
the
it though. If your intention is to plant it.
meadows.
Why not?
Flashback.
It will only spawn.
Yeah.
It will only
Meadows.
grow in plains for that one, and then the mistland stuff only grows in the mistlands.
Okay.
You,
So no
you
need.
still got that modded mindset.
I can spawn it in. Do you want it?
Yes. Just spawn it on the ground
Can you put
inside the
barley
cultivated area.
on an item stand?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you should try to use this kind of stand.
That would be really cool to have like a patch of hay and like a bunch of barley on item stands. That'd be really cool.
You can do it with the item stands mod. But yeah.
You can't do
If
it
not,
now?
it would be so cool. No.
Oh, okay.
I
Really
decorated
makes me
your yard,
sad.
Helga.
One who is competing today, Jorno?
I mean, who is in here?
Me. But
Yeah. You are here though. You're in Ativa.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. I come out of school because we need to go and see some plays at 6 o'clock. So,
You're gonna go see a play? Interesting.
yeah. One of my professors is gonna play, so we gotta see him.
Pretty cool. I always thought it'd be cool to go to New York and go to a Broadway show.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think so, but I guess I heard my voice a little bit. God damn it. It's because we were in an essay since we got a presentation next week, I guess, and it's a kind of a musical.
So I don't get this reference. I think it might be something between B Vitamin and his own server.
Oh, the Russell?
Russell.
It's a very old story. But yeah, Kaisen once made a video about like a year ago or 2 years ago, something like that, about scarecrows, like how you can make like scarecrows, and he named them Russell basically in his video.
Okay. Nice.
I just remembered.
38 minutes and 48 seconds.
No!
No pressure.
I love that there's like little chicks running around your little farm area, Sorsha.
One of them is not supposed to be there.
One of these things is not like the other.
Just hearing them makes me think of a farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Sound effects.
Who's building that one, Jordan? Hello?
This one here?
Yeah.
This is Heimdall's.
Nice. GG's.
Do that.
Someone has access to the soundboard, I see.
It's not me this time.
He sounds so innocent.
See, it's coming together, Helga.
Thank you.
Got your own little area with the wood stacks. I definitely like that.
Thanks.
It's a nice touch.
Don't wanna give ideas, but no, I will not give ideas. That's
You got a roof on now, B Vitamin. I don't know if you're repairing your walls or not from the rain.
Oh,
It's
I'm
still
not.
raining? Wow.
That would be
Not
that
right
would be
now.
nice.
Okay.
If you can repair it, that'd be nice. I don't know if
I
you
don't
have
know.
like
I
a
don't know how
command.
that is under the rules for me to help repair.
Ah, okay.
There's no rule against it.
Oh, damn! This tree just popped right up. You got a tree. Don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have to repair that corner.
There's gonna be 2 more in there. Hopefully they're not gonna interact too much with the build. We'll see.
It's like it was mad at me for repairing its dead siblings.
Or chickens.
Thanks, Jordan.
So, Bjorno, you got your chair if you'd like to come sit and stay a while.
Ooh, kinky.
that's what she said.
Comfort 5, not bad.
I ain't done yet.
Wow, I don't want to know what's going on over there.
Oh, baby.
It's really toasty in here.
Oh my god, my hammer broke.
I will assume it's cold outside, so that's why.
Baby, it's cold outside. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I doubt it is.
I'm not even really sure to say. Like, each one of these is so good, it's like hard to find anything wrong with them. You guys are all doing a really good job.
Yeah, each of them have their own styles.
Absolutely.
Like I can see some of them like a medievalish vibe, and other one is kind of what wasn't it Victorian type? That one, for
Oh, I'm
example.
sorry.
What?
I walked in and Heimdall was building right in front of the door. I didn't know.
No, you're all right.
I mean, I'm not judging. It doesn't feel like comfy, but it feels like very open, and it gives you like a sense of how can I say it?
Je ne sais quoi?
What's the which one? Sorry. What was the word you said?
Je ne sais quoi?
Je ne sais quoi. Yeah, je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi, mademoiselle. But no, it is like you know, this feeling like everything is big, but it's not something overwhelming. It's something like make you feel like, okay, I have this big space, but I can feel free inside, right? I mean, that's like the vibes that I receive from this kind of build. I mean, it's
Welcoming.
Deer hide, wolf pelt, feathers, iron nails.
yeah,
and iron.
probably yeah, kind of welcome, yes, because I mean, it's not crowded. It's not like that kind of comfy, but it's like
Spacious.
yeah, you can be here and be free and do whatever you want. That's like that kind of
Smurf Hunter says it makes you feel safe.
yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Feathers, nails, and fucking.
Unless you're in the Mistlands, then you're all gonna die. Because Gyals are gonna bomb every one of these to leave nothing behind.
Oh Jesus. Sorry. Yeah, that's right.
Fiona works for Hallmark for, you know, comforting. A side job.
Hey, we're playing in a Viking purgatory.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Fiona, what's the time remaining?
31 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, perfect.
Well, fuck.
I will try to say it in the voice of presentation. 31 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. Who's gonna win?
No one.
Jesus Christ.
Hey B, did you end up streaming the event?
Ooh, someone didn't eat his homework, huh?
The B vitamin?
Be quiet. You know,
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I'm so sorry. No, I actually, I was meant, I was going to do it, but I was more like I was thinking about it, and I thought it would just distract me if I was also streamed. So I just linked your Twitch.
Interesting.
So that
Yeah,
people
I
can
guess
join. Yeah.
it could be possible that it could distract you.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug your stream so everyone can, or your socials or anything, your YouTube or?
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not really like a huge YouTuber, to be honest. So thank you so much.
No worries. All right, everybody. The timer is at less than 30 minutes. Time to start thinking about concluding your build and start working on interior decorations if you haven't already.
Oh boy.
I would have been thinking about concluding my build when I started.
You're not building, are you, Rogue?
No, but if I was, it's like, oh, I gotta finish this.
I don't think anyone's going to have any trouble completing their builds today. At least getting the structure,
oh yeah,
exterior completed.
Yeah. I still had a silo I was gonna build.
Well, WSR, you might actually get your roof done this time.
I know.
Stop encouraging him.
Katoth, the only insult I have for you now is to ignore you.
Just like his father.
That's a compliment on your build.
Just figured to.
Anyone having any issues with materials that weren't included that they need for their builds?
I got an issue with Rogue.
I wasn't included.
Unfortunately, he just won't leave, so.
Well, I mean, bad hammer. Oh, sorry.
Nice, we got some trees completed up over here at B Vitamins place.
Ooh.
Oh, did they grow? Oh yeah,
yep.
they did.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
How about the third one? Oh, that's not yet. Go.
I don't know why, but that one looks like a ship, you know? I mean, I got that feeling that it's a ship.
Which one?
The one that's currently watching Jorno, I don't know which one it is.
It's B Vitamins place.
B Vitamins, yeah. Yeah, it's like...
I like the windows around the top edge. I didn't even notice that on the outside.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
And I think he even did the flooring in a super popular way where you turn it every once often to 90 degrees. So the floors look a little bit like a chessboard.
Crisscross.
Yeah.
Or almost nothing.
Oh, that's nice, yeah. I like to put my floor like that. Marble. Maybe as well. That's nice, man. I mean, we gotta admit that it's nice. It's a beautiful touch.
You know, my pop-up messages in the top left, it's been at least 3 minutes since I stopped repairing B Vitamins place. I still have pop-ups that say cannot be repaired, cannot be repaired.
Nice.
Yeah, you clicked a lot of times.
No. I mean, we always need to make sure, right? It's like when you have ammo in your gun and, you know, you have 25 instead of 30, you gotta reload.
Well, it was, I don't have any stamina, so I could just click rapidly everywhere.
I mean, I like this part of the building, but from the outside, it seems to be like a, I don't know if that's a word in English, a stable, where you keep horses. Is that it?
Stable.
Are you watching the stream?
Oh, me? Yes. Yeah. I'm watching. Yeah.
I think you're looking at a it's a porch. It's a wraparound porch.
Yeah.
Isn't there another name for it? They use them a lot in the South.
Yeah, they're typical
Veranda?
for big farmhouses. Usually they'll have like a porch. I think it is veranda. Who said that? Was that you, Knife?
Yeah.
I think a veranda could also be like just a room on the side, like an entry room, or I don't remember.
No, yeah, I mean, but a barn? Is that it? Let me see.
Landor says
No,
that
it's
is
stall. I mean, I think it's in the stall, right? Stall? No, let me look at it in Google.
Stalls are in barns. Stalls holding the animals.
Yeah. For me, it looks like a stall. You know.
It looks like a stall, but it's wrapped around the house, so it's where it's at. It looks like a wraparound porch.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes a good wraparound.
Oh lordy.
That's what.
Well, luckily everyone has to click a mature content button before they get here.
It should have Gatas' photo on it.
I mean, this is my perception, right? But this one looks like, you know, SpongeBob's house. You know, like the pineapple one. No offense, just perspective.
The wisps are acting so weird, probably because of all the instances.
Oh, is it
It
loud?
looks
Is it
funny.
lagging you?
No. I think it looks funny. It's like they're. Yeah, no, it looks funny.
Yeah, we have players from all over the world. People from Europe, people from Mythics from Cyprus.
Asia Pacific.
Yep, so it may not be the best experience right now, but at least we're all together here looking at these cool builds.
Oh yeah, and I think the instances are still super impressive because it's higher up. I'm at 8,500 right now, but I mean, I've built crazier things with more instances before, and there's so many people here. It's super cool.
Yeah, with the current branch, I know they made some improvements to.
I was just saying, our server here, this one is using current branch. Our other server is not yet, but soon.
Tomorrow morning.
And we're not, huh? Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, so we don't have a lot of practice with the efficiencies they've made. The save file is halved with the current branch. It cuts the save file in half. And I've experienced that with both servers.
At least, yeah.
So if the save file is half its size, then likely as you're moving around, you only have to collect half as many
Oh
things
my
to load
goodness.
Oh, interesting.
in. Yeah, with the update that came out a couple weeks ago.
Is this warded so you can't actually plant anything into the ground?
Meadows.
I'm planting carrots and onions.
I don't know. You're not. There's nobody on this side.
Speedo would not like to have 8,000 instances.
WSR and Angolian aren't using wards, right?
Nope.
I got the cultivator, I got the seeds and the carrots and the, not planting.
What was supposed to be the journal in the right side?
That is cultivated soil, right?
Which one, Wolf?
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Why is empty? It is someone didn't come up to the building or something?
Still nothing.
And they don't plant, or they just disappear immediately?
They don't plant. Don't even do the cultivator motion.
I mean, it can't be the area. There's other people who have plants down.
Oh, I was having trouble with Farm Grid. I had to disable that mod for it to work.
I don't have Farm Grid installed, but I just planted 2 carrots.
Okay, I think I have Farm Grid installed. Maybe that's it.
Log off real quick. I'm also an admin, so I don't know.
Yeah, Farm Grid wasn't permitted, but yeah, if you have it installed, just disable it real quick.
Okay.
No pressure, guys. 19 minutes left.
Thank you, Wolf.
I
I don't have to be the only one ruining people's day.
Yeah, don't worry. I got you.
I am slowly dying inside. Oh.
Man, I couldn't even imagine if we had all 12 plots taken, how many giant builds there'd be here right now.
It will
Less
collapse.
to judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already gonna be a difficult judgment.
Is Speed cool then make it?
Speed is probably at work.
Oh.
He also put in a lot of time last night getting everything set up for today.
Yeah, gotcha.
Knife, I
Hey.
sent you a message.
I saw your chain earlier. I'll tinker with that tomorrow. Woo.
Can I get some boar spawned in my barn half?
What's the consensus?
Yeah, we can give her boars.
I would also like some boars, if possible.
You guys are boring. Where's the boar go? That's chickens. Where are the boars?
In here, in Goliath.
Half of the longhouse is livestock too, so maybe one in there, one out here. I'm gonna
Now
have
that you're encumbered, will you stand where you want the boars?
I just forget, but why did we didn't put back the horses? It was some kind of error, right, with the moat.
Well, we're not using horses on Asgard, but
Yeah, Asgard, typically, we try to keep it as vanilla as possible.
Yeah.
At least
Gameplay
having
vanilla.
mods that don't affect gameplay.
Just QL.
We took it off Kattegat because the mod was kind of clunky. Like,
It got
horses
fixed.
would run away with people's stuff in them, but I hear that got fixed.
it's fixed. I mean, horses will still run away if they're attacked, so if you have a car attached to them,
Then I.
you're at your own risk.
And then you never find the darn horse again.
I stole those horses from whom? From Knife, I guess.
Oh, they'll run from a monster attacks them. And then you turn around and go, "Where's my horse?" And you're in deep forest.
Yeah. In the beginning, I used to breed horses from Knife ranch. So. Please don't blame me.
Your fault.
Yeah. It was his fault to have those beautiful horses there with level 5 and super speed.
I'm back.
Did somebody else want boars?
Sarsha does.
Where do you want your boars?
The pen is to the left of the house.
Which way am I facing the house?
From the front of the house.
Which way is
The-
the front?
The one with the banners and the door.
Okay, left. Go to my left.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Some people need more direction than others.
Hey, were you liking sneakers? No? You don't have those commercials in United States?
Oh no.
Okay, damn
Did you
it.
say Snickers?
Yeah, Snickers, the chocolate bar.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not yourself when you're hungry.
The Betty
Yeah,
White
that's
one was
correct.
my favorite.
Anyway.
Hey, Wolf, what's the time at? I'm creating the poll for Discord.
Sure thing. Yeah! We have 30 minutes left with 48 seconds!
Jesus.
Wow, Wolf.
Your attempt at American is bad.
I'm sorry, I'm from Texas. I gotta, you know, get off my roots somehow.
Hey.
I see two builds only two that have trees in them.
I'm going traditional Viking farm, which is usually meadow based, so I'm not having trees.
The trees I want, I cannot plant.
You guys real?
Where else do you want to spawn them in?
Did the French have oaks?
No, it's going to be the you know, the plains, those bushy things that look like a poplar.
Oh. Okay.
I'm thinking.
The front here.
Can't grow those.
The small
The-
6-7 footer trees.
Yep.
The white ones or which ones?
No, the little 6 footers.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the
got it.
A little taller than a player, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey Landor, go ahead and put who you're rooting for in the chat. I'm curious. Who's your favorite?
Go around, bro. I'll have to. I don't even know whose it is.
You know
I
what
didn't want it.
It's me.
Nah,
Just
go
say
around, go
Magnus.
around. I've got Stu that are kind of up there, so I'm waiting to see when it's finished.
Hold on, before you make your decision, Landor, I just want you to know I killed like 3 people with my build, so I feel like that earns me some points.
Yeah, this is one of them.
This one here?
Yeah, that one. That's the second one.
The SpongeBob's house.
I like this one.
This one here?
No, he meant the one, the number 1, I guess.
There's numbers, yeah. Show the numbers when you show the build.
It was 1, right? No, 2. I guess it was second.
I think 2.
Yeah.
2 and.
Guys, no pressure. 10 minutes remaining with 50 seconds.
I like 4 as well. They're all cool though.
Mythic, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
You've been pretty quiet this event. I guess we got a lot of really good buildings.
I had
Yeah.
muted him earlier
You
and
do.
he went silent himself, but
It's been some quiet bits where people been sweating, and I just know it.
Well, a good
I've
thing
been-
there were no shenanigans today.
Interesting.
not yet.
You
We
know
have-
what? Oh,
Let's say we have 15 people on voice Discord right now.
yay! That's good, right?
I think our top has been 17, but it is really good.
There's 13 logged on to Asgard.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oh my
luckily
god.
we have the max player mod on there.
Heimdall,
You-
I made a typo.
You know what? The number 8. I got it now. It looks like a Roman kind of build. You know.
The French copied the Romans?
Everybody copied the Romans.
Everybody copied the Romans.
And the Romans
What have they
copied
ever
the
done
Greeks.
for us?
And the
Oh.
Romans copied the Greeks.
Yeah, the Greeks and the Egyptian. It's a bloody story, but yeah, they did pretty nasty stuff.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and post the poll for the
It's
community
always a
vote
bloody story.
so that
Yo.
that is concluded by the time we start the judging phase. So
Oh.
I'll give
Oh,
you
you're
guys
starting-
time to
you're
look
starting
at
the
Wait, are
poll.
you starting it before
Starting
they
the poll
finish?
so they can start voting. is what
Yes,
you're saying.
because I want them to be able,
Okay.
when we take the break, they won't be able to see the builds in real time. So I'd rather them have an idea who they want to vote for.
Hmm. Okay.
Thought you meant you were posting the results.
Oh.
All right, it's up in the new Asgard Server 1 channel. You can only vote once, and you can't vote for yourself if you're participating.
God damn it.
Cheese knife. What happened?
What is it with people dying today?
Gravity sucks.
Yeah.
It
does.
They to die.
Where is
The new Asgard
server 1?
Server 1 channel.
Yeah. Okay.
Will WSR
That
finish
one
his
too,
If
work?
there's any plot anyone needs me to look at and they're watching the stream, let me know.
Yeah. Let me see.
Giorno, can I see plot 7?
It's amazing. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to beat it.
Which one? 7?
It's
Where is it?
transcended space and time.
There's nothing.
It's the Emperor's new farm.
Literal space and time.
It's
not even here right now.
It's so good we can't even see it. Our eyes cannot process the spectacle.
You know, it's because it's related to the quantum world. That's why. It's right inside of us, but we can see it because we are not quantum fighters. Can we look at
WSR, can we get a 5-minute roof? A 5-minute roof.
I'm trying.
Is that the 4?
That is 4.
That is 4, okay.
Go upstairs in that build.
Smooth is asking if you can start at number 1 and go around, please. That's what he said.
So this is plot 1. This is Gatoth. Then we have plot 2. We have Sorsha.
Placing.
Then over at plot 4, we have Heimdall.
Wait, you are not. Okay, there you are.
Yeah, it's a bit lagged on the Twitch from you talking, bro.
Yeah. Just point at the numbers on the ground, Bjorno.
Like 10 seconds behind, kind of thing.
Yep.
Or you guys can listen to Twitch and mute us.
So plot 6, we have WSR. Plot 8, we have Helga. Plot 9, we have...
You're not... Yeah.
Plot 9,
That's it.
We have Ungoliant. Plot 10, we have B Vitamin. And finally, in plot 11, we have Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus!
Did Magnus
Rogue.
Yeah, he added some more.
Get rid of this chain for me,
Be
please.
careful,
I can't pick it up.
But they're so shiny.
There's more
It is
traps.
delayed.
Shiny.
There's a little lag. It'll probably eventually go away.
Hello guys,
Jump
this is
over them.
Wolf Nightmare again, and you have only 5 minutes remaining. Wrap up.
Oh.
Thank you, Wolf.
No issue.
What happens if this galley steps on there?
Do a little quick of the interior, bro. A little quick run through of interiors.
I can do that.
Interesting.
Yeah, start at 1, yeah. No, start at 1, yeah.
Come here, tiny potato. Oh, you're stuck in here now.
Rogue, any chance for those trees, or is that a no-go?
Oh, full-size trees?
No, the little 6-foot one.
Yeah, but they're still full-size.
Yes. But there's no seeds for them.
Does anybody know the code for them?
Probably you should try to go up
Is that
stairs.
a maple?
He have a
Oh, they're
second floor.
enabled.
Could be.
Oh, are they enabled? Because Midsummer and all that?
He had a second floor, you know. I don't know if...
I'm in a
So
bubble.
this is plot number 2.
Interesting.
Damn it.
I'm in the plains looking for them so I can find them.
Damn it.
Oh, so this is the famed plot number 1. Oh my.
It's better than I usually do.
It's the number 1 plot. Literally.
Blood twist.
It's the number 1 plot, blood.
This is plot number 4.
Yeah.
Seems like he got a second floor as well. Guess.
Where are they? Where at Helga?
He had the dirty stairs.
Ooh, any chance I ran out of wood?
What is he hiding there? Does he have a dead body? Oh, an attic. Yeah.
Oops, sorry. I was pushed to talk. One here, across the way.
Any chance I can get some more wood? I totally ran out.
No.
That is a limited quantity, and you'll have to replace your wood floor with a stone floor.
Right.
Six. Plot. Plot number 6.
Yep.
Gonna be a tough choice.
WSR, your windows are just chef's kiss.
I actually got a roof.
Yay!
Yeah, that's interesting, and actually
like
the new mechanics that will be implemented with Ashlands, they seem pretty neat. I mean, I had saw some videos from some of the YouTubers that collab with
Hey Helga, was that all you needed?
with them, and
yes,
well, I mean, vanilla will definitely change a lot, man. I mean, it's
no adverts.
This is lot number 8.
Yeah, the romance stuff.
Le Helga.
I like that you put the roots in there.
Yeah, the compost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, ooh. Oh yeah, like the. Nice. Very, very thematic.
Guys, 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
1 minute. Oh boy.
He is not playing. There's literally less than a minute left.
Yep.
You guys have time to patch the last hole.
This is lot number
Repair everything.
9. Of course, any of you that are in Twitch that want to vote, you could just, if you go to our Twitter page at the very top, we have an invite link. It takes you to the Discord page, and then in the channel for New Asgard Server 1, you'll find the poll.
Have an announcement. WSR has a roof.
He's definitely pushed beyond his limits today.
Yeah. That roof is a testament.
Yeah.
Also, you guys, I want you guys to repair all the wood. I don't want to see any green wood. Unless it's raining.
No, actually, it's yeah.
Done.
Actually, then I can see that the stream has 5 seconds lag. It seems to be it.
Oh, it's raining. Never mind.
We're in the future.
Forget about
I can see it.
All right, so that's it. That's the event in a nutshell. 2 hours of building. Where you started an empty plot now sits a building that will now be judged by me, Emma, and Mythic. So how this is going to work is me, Emma, and Mythic are going to move up into a separate channel, and we'll bring everybody one at a time up to give us a tour of their building. Once it's done, we'll have you go back down, and then the next person will come in, and we'll continue the process.
Okay,
What?
where's that poll
whatever
at? I
Jason's
wasn't
died.
paying attention.
New Asgard Server 1 in the text channel for it.
The Asgard server channel. Official text channel.
Can I ride with you and Medic in that chat?
I went ahead and did a here there so people could see that pop up.
There you go.
Where the poll is.
Can judges vote on the poll?
Yes, everyone from the community can vote in the poll. You just can't
okay.
vote for yourself.
Okay, I won't vote for myself.
I mean, if you could find a way to vote for yourself, you just put down a 1-by-1 block and... Oh, I'm in.
I'm gonna vote for number 7.
Yes, we have a tie here.
Thanks, Border City, for the follow. It's greatly appreciated.
Okay.
We are getting closer and closer to that goal. If you guys haven't followed already, please do so. It would mean a lot to the group. Is everyone still voting, or can we conclude the community vote?
Does that need to stop before you guys go do your judging?
Not necessarily. I guess we can keep it up until the very end of the judging phase.
Yep. Yeah, some people could be voting while you're doing that.
Dude,
So-
I haven't even looked at anything yet.
So this is the first time we've ever done a community vote, so please pardon the dust as we try to figure out the best way to do this.
Builders can't vote till they've gone around and seen everybody.
Yep, alright, that makes sense. So we'll leave it up until the end of the judging phase, and then me, Mythic, and Emma will go up into a separate channel now and start the judging phase.
Yay, judging.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead.
So you're taking Gatos with you?
Yeah, Gatos, you could just come with us since we're starting at 1.
We're abducting him.
But we'll go down into group chat 1. It's 2 voice chat channels below this one.
Yep.
Whew, this isn't going to be easy.
Can I?
Following us, by the way.
This is probably the hardest judging I've had to do yet.
Should I be here or should I move?
Yeah, you can be here if you could just mute.
Yeah. Sure.
Alright, so we're starting at plot number 1, which is Gatoth the Red. Gatoth, do you want to go ahead and explain what we're looking at here?
Okay, I just kind of went for, I guess, what I would think of as a traditional American farmhouse with the porch that goes all the way around, and then you've got your windmill out here with your storage and, you know, your little bits of wood and everything that you kind of see laying around the farm. And then as you go in, there's the kitchen / workshop. I do believe that all the workbenches are at top level.
5. Okay. 7. Nice.
I believe the cauldron is also at top level.
Okay.
And I kind of got creative with it as far as the comfort level and jammed a maypole in the chimney.
Comfort 12. Nice.
And then you've got the porch that goes all the way around. And upstairs is, you know, I kind of feel like in a farmhouse, it was more of a utilitarian style sleeping quarters. You know, you've got your bed, your fire, maybe a little chair, place to hang your armor at the end of the day because, you know, you gotta kind of get comfortable for bed. And the chopping block I stuck up here.
Is that why it's level 4 instead of 5?
No. What level 4?
The workbench.
No,
level 4.
the chopping block is connecting.
Oh, I think it's the what do you call it? The thing you hang on the wall.
Ah, the friggin' tool
The
rack,
tool
tool
thingy,
shelf. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I missed the tool shelf. Oh well.
That's fine. You
no
got
worries, it's
everything
not-
else.
Yeah, it's not
level
like
5
you're-
cauldron.
It's necessary to have a completely max level as long as you can use it. You get a pretty
Blacksmith
decent
level
utility
7.
score. So that's 10 points for technique, 5 for theme, 5 for originality, and 5 for utility.
So like that there is enough storage. I can see a couple of places where you can put items in. As someone that really loves farming in Valheim, it's always nice to have a lot of space if you want to put vegetables somewhere. And I
Right.
see that there's plenty of boxes, so that's also nice.
Well, and you know, the cart. I'm a fan of the cart. I know a lot of people don't like it because they can be big and clunky when you're trying to, you know, haul wood over terrain or stone over terrain. But I like the cart. So.
Me too. It's super cute. I'm just a little bit sad that there's maybe not items in here. So it fills it up a little bit, and you have those cute little boxes and barrels. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're also super cute.
I ran out of time.
Oh yeah.
It's still
I get that.
It's still really impressive build. Good job, Yatoth.
Well,
yeah, it's
thank
really
you.
nice.
Thank you.
I love the dark wood walls with the crosses underneath.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful combination.
Well, I've been watching a lot of videos on building, and depth seems to be a key in a lot of people's builds. That, you know, things don't just look like a flat wall.
Thanks, Crumb, for the follow.
So, and I really like the dark wood panels, so I kind of tried to incorporate some of that into it. You know, with the use of the space for the upgrades for the forge and the workbench. I kind of try to get creative with the use of the space instead of, you know, that bottom floor is kind of tiny for a workspace, so I didn't want to just jam a whole bunch of crap in there to, you know, get everything leveled up. So, and I don't know if you noticed, but on the top, I mixed the roofing. I've got the regular roofing, but then as you go up, I've got that dark wood roofing from Hearth and Home.
Thanks, Splash, for the follow. All right, I have my points here for this one. If Emma, are you ready to move on to the next one?
Yes.
All right, thanks, Gatoth. If you could go ahead and let me check the lots.
Be Sorsha?
I believe. Yep, if you can have her come in next, please.
All right.
So, Sorsha, lot number 2.
Hello.
Hey, you want to go ahead and explain what we're looking at here?
Well, we are looking at an escaped pig. Dang it. We are at a modest homesteading setup here. We've got a couple of chickens, one of which has died, so that's tonight's dinner.
That's how it goes on the farm.
It is. Okay. There's one boar still in here. Is that my boar or is somebody else's boar that escaped? Anyway.
It looks like one of your chickens got into a fight.
Yeah, apparently so. But yeah, we've got some little farm plots here. We've got our bees to pollinate.
I like it.
And inside we've got something pretty modest. We've got a nice little bed, but everything else is pretty utilitarian. Storage in the ceiling overhead. It's not quite as clean as I intended, but yeah.
I like it. 5 workbench too. 5
This is impressive. I've never thought of a farmhouse having like a circular structure like this. But it works.
Comfort.
It really complements it. It has a more open feel to it.
You can see the storage at the top as well. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot I left that part open. Oh, and I left a piece over here. Whoops.
Where do you see this? At the top of the ceiling, there's a bunch of chests.
Yeah, I see them.
Awesome. That's a lot of storage. 14 comfort. Looks great.
A few little finishing touches and make a perfect little home. Some food on the table. A few more drapes. Yeah. I think I'm missing 2 of the forge upgrades, but Everything else is fully upgraded.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what to say. It's an excellent build, and honestly, yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
very nice. Also, lots of storage. I really like that. Flowers, all the different kinds, animals running around. I actually really like to leave creatures running around when I make farms. So it might actually be not on purpose, but I really like it that there's like piggies and chickens running around because that really makes it even feel more like a farm.
Yep.
That's true.
All right, I'm ready with my score. If you two are.
Same.
I am.
Thank you, Sorsha.
Thank you.
Next would be Heimdall. If you could send him this way, Sorsha.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Heimdall just died, I think.
Who?
Heimdall. I saw the announcement.
Or some more traps that they placed in front of one of those houses.
Did he go to check out Magnus's build? Oh my god.
I think he did. That's
Carl
cute.
Franz. Who's Carl Franz?
So Heimdall, lot 4. Welcome, Heimdall.
No.
Do you maybe want to tell us a little bit of what we're looking at here?
I guess I just wanted to build a house that incorporated the windmill at the top because I think that's pretty cool. I was going for some depth and like a second story because in our area, the old farmhouses always have a second floor with beds and all the bedrooms and stuff are up there. I liked the core wood aspects to it because I felt like a little bit rough. It's a farmhouse. It's not supposed to be super.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do these spaces at the top, at the front, like the angle over here, was that left on purpose? Or this right here, right?
Nope, that was because I am not fast enough.
Well, I gotta tell you though, this is a really strong build. There's a lot of depth, good mix of materials. It's gonna be a tough one to beat.
The chicken
That's for
pen
sure.
is also super cute.
Yeah, I realized near the end I needed to incorporate some sort of an animal. Oh, something got in there. One of them is dead. That's interesting.
That's tonight's dinner.
I guess.
We were talking about it earlier too. It's like, okay, that's tonight's dinner. It's so perfect for a farmhouse.
So this is lot
4.
number
4.
Yep, lot 4.
4 cauldron, 3 workbench, 3 forge. Alright. Comfort is 12, I think, the highest I've seen.
Oh, there's so much space in the bedroom too.
Yeah.
If you had more time, I can imagine that would have been more happening here too. But I really like the space and what you can do with it if you had more time.
Yep. Yeah, I fell a little short on time there, but it should have enough room for lots of decorating and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really impressive. Good, really good build.
Thank you.
If you want to go ahead and head back up and send in WSR behind you, we appreciate it.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, these balconies are super cute. Oh my god, is that a giant neck?
Looks like shenanigans have begun.
Am I just seeing things? Is this normal?
No, it is not.
Is he gonna eat me if I... Oh, it's green.
Tated.
Hello.
happening?
Hey, WSR.
Hello, running back to my place.
Oh, there's chickens everywhere. I love it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm at the bars with all the chicks. What the heck?
So lot number 6.
Yes. Here we are.
Go
I'm
ahead.
here.
You have the floor.
So welcome, my build. I was inspired by farms, and farms always have red walls, and it was always a predicament to figure out a way to do it, and I got to figure it out with using the sign. So using that, I used a 3-layer wall for detailing and to place the wall. So the outside you'll have the red, but the inside will give you a whole different aspect. And it's 3D, so a lot of textures. I know it's barren, I didn't get to finish too much, but the fireplace and such, and my storage.
I
Now,
can't
these
open the
storages-
storage for some reason. What's on the floor? That's weird. I think
It's a
I'm
desync
lagging.
thing. Because I'm able to open it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
a trick on you, and I thought the patio, because always a walk around patio for it.
Yep.
And for builds and farm homes, so, and a loft. Now, the one thing I didn't finish was, as you see in the back, there is a door. This was going to lead to the silo, which would have been the center stairwell to go to the second floor, but
How do we get to the second floor?
I didn't
Oh.
finish it. Use your dev commands, unfortunately, for now, but there's nothing up there except for just the loft area. But yeah, I was going to finish a silo that would have been to here. That was the only thing I didn't complete.
Oh,
It's still a
But
really cool looking build.
it looks
stands on
super
its own.
cool. Yeah.
And I
I
ran out
love
of wood.
your idea with the walls and also the entrance where you left a hole. There's this square in the middle. That's such a cool idea, and there's so many cool things to do with that. Just the ideas that I get from it, to like, ooh,
A light
oh
in
yeah,
that. I was the thoughts on that is it's a mud room, so it's a drain. So all the dirt and all that you
smart.
can clean up.
I like it.
Any other questions?
No. Perfect.
All right.
If you could go ahead and go back up and send in Helga behind you. I appreciate it.
All right. No problem.
Wow, I've never seen a closer competition. All my points are like literally 1 point from each other.
Oh my. I'm shaking, dude.
All right, lot number 8.
Ooh. This looks like a proper farm.
Hello, hello. Am I next?
You are next.
Sure.
Go ahead, Helga. You have the floor.
Oh, okay. Just remember. Yeah. So basically, if you ever been to Europe and like classic French countryside, they kind of have the old walled estate, and you walk through the gate. You've got your I totally forgot. Hang on, I'm having an old moment. I totally forgot the name of this thing.
The well?
The water well. I'm like, oh my god.
Are you well?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm getting old. They've got this whole garden plot, but the thing about like farms, they always got like crap lying around them. So I've got piles of rock, I've got workbenches, projects that are half done, stacks of wood, stacks of kindling.
I have a question. Isn't this building that I'm in right now supposed to be where you have your chickens or just animals in general?
Yeah, so a lot of times what will happen is like a barn will get like repurposed for other uses.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah, like at one time, if it was profitable, say to have animals, that would have been used for a barn. But like, it's set up to do like flax, and then I threw a machine in there. So if you look at like maybe turn 1700s, turn of the 1700th century, advent of steam power and everything, they would start putting in these machines to run all the flax separating and all the manual labor. And then, what you would store hay in, that kind of got repurposed as a workshop back here. And then the classic farmhouse, every place I've been to in Europe is small. It's like you had 12 kids in this place. It was sort of like, space was at a premium. So you've got your kitchen, you've got your preparation kitchen with your little cupboard, storage under the stairs. You've kind of got your dining living room, which was like the main area of the house. And then upstairs, you kind of had like the master bedroom, and then with this, the kids are lucky they get their own beds. But the separation between like
So real.
the parents and the children was so it's a curtain in between them, and you're like, yeah, but what about spousal relations? And like, oh yeah, they just did it. That's how you had 12 kids in a family, back then, 7 to 8, 9, up to 12, and that kind of thing. So it was just sort of like a very simple, farmhouse, 2-story, barn converted over, trying to make ends meet, trying to do the working thing. And
You even came up with a scenario for this whole thing.
Yeah, that's how I use themes to try to guide my building. They don't grow well, but if you notice on the outside of the stone wall, you can see the flax and the barley growing well, but it's planted. And you can even picture like Wellington and Bonaparte.
This is also realistic. Sometimes crops don't grow very well.
Yeah, you can picture them fighting over the if you look at Waterloo, there was a famous area that they fought over the homestead, or the farmstead, and it's similar to this, but the walls were a little bit taller, and just going for crazy historical accuracy like always. Over.
Impressive. Thank you for sharing that.
I'll tell you what, though, you always nail that theme, that feeling.
Yeah, I try.
Good job, really good job.
As someone that lives super close to Waterloo, it's super cool to see something like this. It's indeed true. You even open a little door inside the kitchen, and when you open it, there's like a storage box behind it. There's this little room that is prepared for storage, and as he says, it's all super small. You have a little room there. There's a little room for kids, and yeah, it's very well made. The house here on the side too. It's very, very lovely done. Super accurate for still being a game and it being kind of based on it. It's very nicely done.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one thing. Not everybody gets to visit Europe, but one of the things that astounds me as an American, the age of everything. I've been in England, and they're like, yeah, this tavern's been here for 600 years, or so many years, and then in America, it's like maybe if you find something that's about 100 years old, maybe 200 years old, colonial, and it was restored or kept, maintained. But in Europe, it's like everything is just old, and it's still maintained and it's still functioning almost. Really crazy.
Thanks, Helga.
Yeah, super cool.
If you could go ahead and head back up and send in Ungoliant next.
Will do.
Thanks. So that was lot 8.
I like the little well.
Lot 9 is Ungoliant.
So well placed.
And even the abomination trophies to create some sort of fermenting
like a compost.
Heat. Yeah, it's so lovely done. I love how his mind works. I do wonder how he put in those bushes. I think he said later on that he had planned everything on, and that actually wasn't meant to happen. So he was able to plant those plains bushes.
I think Rogue
Even-
planted those for him.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he requested an admin to plant those.
Okay, I missed that. So that's cool. Okay.
So next on the list is Ungoliant at lot 9. Ungoliant, did you want to tell us a little bit about your farmhouse?
Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of time to prepare it, so I decided I would just have fun making a traditional Viking longhouse based on historical records, how they were formed. So they usually had like little their planting areas are bound in sort of like woven wicker sticks, and so I have that. And they usually had I didn't finish the entryway, but they usually have a sort of a double door entry to conserve warmth. And so they usually had benches running along the sides where people would work and play. The nobles might have had an actual proper bed. Most of them just slept on benches and they had their work area there too. Hearth in the middle, and half of the long house was for the livestock.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely got plenty of room for everything you would need.
If I could build quicker, yeah, I would put in most of the cooking stuff. But the idea is, this was a good sized one, and they usually had 2 entrances, and there's one with a livestock exit. I snuck the hot tub in the well. I didn't have time to put a cap over the well, but I didn't put the fuel in it, so it's not giving the rested bonus. But that's the idea, is to sneak the hot tub in the well so you can get the bonus. The only problem is the fence is sort of blocking the area where I put the wood in. I sort of have a piece of the stone removed, but I can't quite reach it.
This is very original.
There's a mud pit for the boars. I don't know what happened to my boars. They escaped. Not a very good farmhouse.
Thank you, Ungoliant, for explaining your farmhouse. You are welcome to go back up and send in B vitamin.
Okay, I'll send in B.
Thanks.
This very nice.
Hello everyone.
Hey, B vitamin.
Hey.
All right, so you are lot number 10 for everyone out there watching. Do you want to go ahead and let us know what we're looking at, what your farmhouse is?
Sure. So basically, what I wanted to go for is like a pretty standard main building with like emphasizing more on the wood side of things, because I believe like a farmhouse is like, at least in my mind, it's more or less just, you know, made out of wood, and the thatch roof just adds to it for sure. I didn't actually want to use the other one, the shingles. Let's go inside first, and I'll show you around the inside. It's quite barren because I didn't have time to actually decorate it and get a comfort up. It's just level 7, so I'm quite embarrassed about that. Sorry about that. You get a bed up here, so that you can actually sleep in here. Just got a basic campfire and some place to look at your garden.
I really like this.
Thanks.
I
Yeah.
really like the building details, like the little terrace, the little spot for your bed upstairs, and the sides of this wall. So you can still see or like look through them, but it's also it's very subtle. It's very nice. You have that depth on the outside too, with that little edge too.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to go for the depth.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
And there are lots of things around it, but it all comes together. There's also, it's not just the depth of the building. There's also like these little things, like this cart with a stone in
Yeah.
it.
This was like a very last minute thing. I wanted to make a wheelbarrow. It's unfortunately not finished, but yeah, it does want to be a wheelbarrow, just carrying stone.
my good friend Russell over here.
Yeah.
Scarecrow.
Yeah, for those
I
who don't
stole
know.
touches like those.
Yeah, Russell was like, it was one of Kaizen's video, like maybe 2 years ago, where he made like different sort of scarecrows basically. So I thought, like, you know, as I'm representing Kaizen, this would be maybe a nice touch, you know, to think back to those times.
You'll love it.
Yeah. This little garden here also, it wants to be like a flower shape, like a petal, basically in the middle here. I wanted to
Very
build
cute.
around the oak tree as well. I forgot so many things. I probably can't even name all of it.
I can tell you one
Um,
thing: your exterior of your building, like the actual farm of the farmhouse, is fantastic. Your building
Yeah,
on the
indeed.
exterior looks incredible.
Yeah.
So even if you
Cheers.
didn't have enough
Thank
time to finish the interior, you made up for it in other ways.
Yeah,
Impressive.
yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, also the boar enclosure was like a last minute thing, so it's obviously not finished, unfortunately, and there's also no boars inside. But yeah.
Gotcha.
But a farm is always like moving. You are a farmer that's preparing to get some piggies.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
One little thing that bothers me a little bit is how the ward is covered by the signs. Because the
Actually,
ward has this really nice like texture with like the engravings, but
that
it's
is true.
covered
Yeah.
by the sign. Other than that, though, really good technique.
Thank you so much. Like, there is one more special place that I like the most. If you follow me, it's right behind the actual farm. I would say is this little cozy area
Oh
here
yeah,
where you
with
can just
the
sit down and just chill. You
uh,
know. I also just one last thing is
feels
that you
like
see
somewhere I'd
these.
like to be.
Yeah, you see these fences over here? I
Yeah.
actually wanted to place the, like, if we had the plant everything mod, it's just like an additional something. You could place down bushes and like the vines, and this would actually look like a vineyard with like grapes, you know,
I
like you
see.
can put
Yep.
blueberries and stuff. Yeah. So
We
that
could
was.
have had an admin do that, right? You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would that be? Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, it wanted to be like that. But I tried to make a work around it, basically.
It looks really good. Very impressive
Yeah, it
build.
looks very lovely.
Thank you so much. I really wanted to impress Emma a little bit at least because I know that she's the farmer goddess. I love your work. It's amazing, Emma.
A lot of your fans
Aw.
here, Emma.
Yeah, on Kaisenheim, I really went for the farmer title.
Oh yeah, you definitely got it and well deserved as well. And it was
Oh,
such a lot of fun
thanks.
playing with you back then.
I really miss it on Kaisenheim. I wish I had more time to go on more servers, but I'm just so happy that I got to be part of Kaisenheim from such early age, or from so much in the beginning, and to be able to have a look at your buildings also on other competitions out of Kaisenheim is just such a cool experience. Your building is just evolved so much over the years and over the time on Kaisenheim. This is a really lovely building. There's so much to see, like scarecrows and beautiful flower gardens with beautiful shapes. It's yeah. I wish I could have seen more interior too, because I really wish
Yeah.
there was
Oh.
just more time with so many builders, because I
Exactly.
love what I see. It's just gorgeous. Very
So,
nice.
one thing that we do allow everyone to do is after the event's over, we allow people to come back and keep working if they want. And if you want to, we can
Yeah.
plan build the building and you could take it
Oh.
with you wherever you want.
That would be amazing. I would definitely want to finish at least the interior, and like I'm missing so many things, such as the fermenter and like so many other things. You know, unfortunately didn't have time for it. I was practicing a little bit and tried to fit everything in, but it's super hard. But it was a great challenge for me because I'm usually a very slow builder. But I loved every second of it. So thank you so much, PlainsWalkers.
Thank you
It's been a
for
pleasure.
coming. It's been a pleasure having you, and thank you for explaining your very impressive farmhouse. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you
free
so much.
to go back, and if you could please send in Magnus behind you, we'd appreciate it.
Yep, I will do. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Magnus is
Oh,
building as
right.
something else now.
Beware of death.
He placed some more. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die.
I want to place a trap on top of me. Oh my god.
With
Let me just.
All right, Magnus, tell
David
us
has
what death
gravestones
trap
too.
we're about to walk into.
So I regret not building a turret. That's probably my biggest self critique. Watch your step. I'm not at fault if you die.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the humble abode. I got a shed. I got all the anemones. I got deerskin floor.
Ooh. Ooh. Special storage.
I also really wanted. Another thing I regret not doing is putting a staff above the bed, so it looked like a old farmer shotgun. That didn't work. Anyway,
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
This is the personification of the phrase "get out of my lawn."
Get off my lawn.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yep.
Oh.
All the anemones. I tried to build trees. I think I have plan build enabled. Or not plan build, plant everything or something. So I couldn't do trees. That's on me.
I died again.
Oops.
Before she died, she said that I got max points.
I had so many bubbles around me. What happened?
I love that there's like a little pig pen over here and it just has a sign that says pigs.
Every time Emma dies, Magnus gets +1 to his score.
Thank you, Magnus. You're free to go back, and we're going to go ahead and conclude up the
what?
judging phase.
Word.
Why does it keep triggering?
I don't know. Why do I keep dying?
Come on, don't be shy.
No.
All right, I
okay.
have all my scores calculated.
I'm still trying to get my scores in
yeah.
order.
Well,
I think I have
11
a tie.
It's just
Oh,
special. Let's just conclude that one. I think 11 will be my last spot one. Because I died so many times.
Makes sense. If you and Mythic could DM me your top 3, we can go from there.
Okie dokie. Oh, this is so difficult.
Take your time.
There's so many different things. Okay, 4 bonus points. 4 bonus. I'm trying to create some kind of system so I know that I didn't just vote willy-nilly, but...
How is the community voting? Oh.
Okay, then we've got...
Yep, let's take a look at what the community's done so
yeah.
far.
Ooh la la.
All right, looks like we do have a winner for the community vote.
Oh man.
Wow, that is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she did also get
the...
like a plus point for me.
Christ, that's so close. I need to take a look on every single build probably one time.
Yeah, take your time.
At least
Go
my
over
top
each one.
My top 4.
Yep. And to you watching on Twitch, please bear with us as we calculate who the winner is. I want to make sure we get this right.
There's so many good choices. They're all just so beautiful.
I have a tie and I don't know how to...
I mean, it's going to have to come down to little nitpicks at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm also getting like 3 ties. That's...
The good thing is there's no tie with the
Judges
community
in there.
vote, so they've already picked.
Yeah, but it's like it's close to the ones that the community picked too, which is of course logical. Yeah. Oh yeah. Different name, same profile picture. Okay, I can send you my top 3, but I do not know which one of the 3 is the one yet.
Yeah. I'll give you another few minutes.
And they're pretty obvious, I guess, because their houses are very popular. I'm just gonna have another look at those 3.
Yeah, take your time.
Voting is so difficult. Many beautiful buildings.
Of course, anyone in Twitch chat, you guys are free to let me know who your favorite is in the Twitch chat. And I, of course, can take that into account as well. That's, of course, if anybody wants to share who their favorite is.
I'm gonna send you my third one as I'm trying to decide on the other 2.
That's your first place, Mythic?
That's my third. That's my third one.
I'm not sure why number 4 put a windmill on top of that tower. Like.
It looks cool. Oh. To me, it gives more shape to the tower. I don't like the staircase though. But I guess
Yeah.
he couldn't have done it any other way.
Yeah, the last
That
stand really
staircase
shows.
little bit for me, but the rest of the tower is chef's kiss.
Yeah, I think the windmill right on top is maybe personal preference because I'm like, what would a windmill do right there on top? But there are buildings like that here, so I'm just nitpicking because they're all beautiful. What am I?
It is so hard.
Okay, back to the other houses. Let's see again.
All right, buddy. What you got?
God damn it, I can't.
Yes, and number 8 also used different ceilings, which I really like because it's difficult to use different types of ceilings without it looking a little bit
Bjorno?
weird.
How do you make out the winner? Do you just stack the scores up, or do you,
Yep. I
or is
total
it
the
like
scores up from all three of us.
Okay. This is my second one, and this right here is my first. As you can see, it's been pretty damn close.
Yeah. I'm also gonna change my second
I
one.
had to go to the decimals to decide this one. Oh wow, the cube. The ultimate expression of architecture and ingenuity. Marvel at the
My
sight of the
northern one.
marble. Alright. Should we... Oh, you're still in.
I think we're just about there.
I want you to really emphasize it, how close it was.
I honestly can't emphasize how much closer it could have been. I mean, literally, these were little
like a
centimeters
hair's
from
breadth.
each other.
And honestly, all of the bases looked so beautiful. It's mostly the details and just overall looks outside, inside, just comfort levels. For me specifically, amount of storage, plants and pets I also kept in mind. So my scores are also based on like how much storage there was, how many pets there were, and how many flowers there were. Because I also find that a little bit important. Kind of drop my beans there. I think people know. Okay. I have my finals. I'm sending them as well now. Those different.
That changed everything.
Really? Oh my
Yes, it did.
Those different.
Because now we have the community vote and you voting first place for the same person.
Oh.
So I think that gets him first place.
I really the one that tumbled me was the different uses of ceilings. It's very hard to do without it looking weird. And I think he really nailed it. There's a story behind it. I really love that. Yeah, it's yeah.
All right, I have our
I'm not
scores
stick
ready.
with- Oh my god, this is so.
All right.
This was so difficult.
Let's go back up. It's going to make somebody's day, I guarantee it. Let's go.
To another place where it's the inside.
Actually,
all right, everybody.
Instead of
that'll be
making
the
room for a
first
portal on
duo.
the inside, just build it.
Oh.
You guys were literally decimals away from each other.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Number 4.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Good job.
Number 2.
Nice.
Wow. Thank you.
Congrats.
Oh wow!
Congratulations.
So, what an amazing event that was. So many buildings that we had to judge, and it was so difficult, guys. It was so difficult.
It was.
But thank you, everybody who came today, and thanks to everyone who participated, and of course, thank our guest judge, Emma, for delighting us with her presence. Of course, go check out Emma T. Potato's YouTube page and give her a follow. Whatever needs to be done to get her on your socials, and of course, thank you to Heimdall, and thank you to B Vitamin for coming and building with us today.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's
Pleasure.
the next theme?
Oh, Helga.
Oh shit, Helga has
Get
to
one.
decide.
So this is it. This will be the final build competition where the winner chooses a theme.
Dun,
So
dun, dun.
let's make it good, because from here on out, the themes are going to be based upon what structures we need to fill out our projects.
Helga told me he wanted the theme to be cube.
Quiet, you. Go back into the cage.
What's it going to be, Helga?
Well,
Does he, if
we
it's
were
important,
throwing
should he take time to think about it?
Oh,
Negative.
negative. Okay, so we were
not
talking
never.
about an idea of a team build where one person builds the outside of an object and the teammate would build the inside of the object, whereas in order to get to the inside you have to go through a portal.
The TARDIS idea.
We call it Project TARDIS. That was an idea, but we don't know if we can do it. So that would be up to Diona whether we could or not.
We can definitely do spin-offs of this event if you want the next one to be a team-based one. We've already actually started internal discussions about that. So what is the actual theme going to be, though?
Well, it would be the TARDIS from Doctor Who. We seem to all know what it is, where you build. It doesn't have to be a police box, but it would be your impression of a outside of a TARDIS, and then your partner would build the inside of the object.
The vehicle?
So essentially a time machine.
A time machine and relative in dimension space machine.
All right, so next theme for August will be time machine. Hopefully we don't have to go back in time to make sure we didn't choose this one.
Server reset.
I would add, it doesn't have to be a partner thing, right? You could do the outside up in the corner and then the inside on the other half of your build area.
Well, we're changing it up, but yes, if there's not enough, or if there's way too many people, then we can always double it up. If there's not enough. The other one that I heard was a really good idea, which was was that Mongolian? You spawn in really large trees and do 3 houses.
Tree houses sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah. So it was a flip between those two. So depending on how many people sign up, maybe, or popular vote. But I like tree houses and I do like Wookiees. So yeah.
All right, I think we have our theme. I think we're going to go with treehouse.
Tree
This
houses?
seems more like
You
it
mean
could be done.
Keshak. The theme is
Nice.
Keshak.
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk?
Well, I mean, you can always make a TARDIS that goes to a treehouse. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, you could put a portal in a TARDIS and have it take you somewhere.
Yeah.
So
We could always
thank
do
you.
it for a spin-off. Yep.
Thank you to everybody who came today. Real quick, I'm just going to go over and thank everyone who gave us a quick follow today. Official Jelly, Inside Joke, Emma, Landor, Border City, Wolf, Captain Crumbs, Splash, O'Pain, and Eva. So thank you everybody who followed us today. It's greatly appreciated, and we will see you around. Hope everybody has a good weekend. And of course, congrats to Helga.
Congrats, Helga.
Congrats.
Two-time winner, Helga.
So,
Good job, Helga.
just out of curiosity, Bjorno, what was my score?
Let me look.
And
0.
we did mention earlier, not on the stream, but Katoth has seriously improved in his building skills
20.
from his first build to now. Magnus, don't be square. Don't be a square. Be a cube.
Honestly, all the builds were just so impressive. There are so many cool aspects to every build, and there's like something cool everywhere with just so many different types of builders too. And that it's been an amazing experience just seeing how people build over these 2 hours. 2 hours is not much. It's very little to get a lot of work done, and it's impressive to see what people can come up with. So it's super cool to see. I'm so happy to have been part of this and to experience this. So thank you all so much for having me as a judge today.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, of course. Thank you for coming. And if you ever want to come back and judge another event, we will be happy to have you.
Or build.
Oh yeah,
Or build.
Yeah,
absolutely.
or participate.
Yeah, I'm already feeling the tickle. Like, oh my god, 3 houses.
You
I
only
need to
get
do
2
this.
hours.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that
Anybody's
sounds so
welcome to.
cool.
Can we link their the people's Twitches or whatever who are streamers in the chat for Asgard?
Yeah, if you guys want, go up actually into general chat, and if you have any type of socials that you want to share, you have my permission. Throw them in general chat, and let's get some people spread out amongst all these great content creators.
And I got links in my YouTube channel too for PlainsWalkers, Emma, Mythic's channel, all the good stuff.
Our Discord, our help channel has all our links. Top of the help channel for Planeswalkers.
So thank you, everybody. I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy now. It was a great event, and I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you, everybody. It's greatly appreciated. I'm not really sure what else to say. It was just an amazing event. Thank you, everybody. I'll be back.
Thanks.